Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show. It's the Analyst Desk. Yeah, in case you didn't know, it's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show where every day feels like game day, bro. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Analyst Desk. We have been on between the entire crew for what, like 4 hours so far today, and the party doesn't stop. It is on.
Jacob,
the sports analyst,
the
joined by Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo! Hello, everybody.
Woo!
And the man whose name was inspired as a young child. He went to the petting zoo, and he was bit by a goat. It's Adam the goat.
Bit by a goat when I was a kid, but okay.
How's it going, Anthony?
Hello, Anthony. Welcome back.
Welcome to the desk. Always happy to see you.
Yes, a Florida Panthers fan.
Back again.
Well, I'm going to start things off.
That was a game. That was a game.
And I'm going to start things off. When Dan and Lane were doing the pregame show, I put in the comments, you guys are underestimating the Buffalo Sabres, and they will win this game. Dan?
Yes?
You told me that I was not underestimating. You told me that Montreal had learned their lesson. Do you think they need to retake the exam?
Yeah, they failed that with an F+. Like, that's when your parents are very disappointed and ground you for a week. You don't get your cell phone for a week because you're so bad on your test. That's how much they failed that one.
Yeah, it was... You know what, though, and I'm just going to say this, too, and it was something that mind-boggled me watching the intermission report on Sportsnet, where they were going on about in the first intermission, oh, Montreal's doing great. It's like they were outshot 10-4. You can't keep getting outshot basically 2-1
do either of those
and expect to win games. These are back-to-back games you were outplayed. This is 3 straight games now that Dobis has been, I'm just going to put it out there and say he's been average or less. Like,
Not
Adam, I
good
want to
enough.
ask you, and then we're going to get to some comments.
Ooh,
If you're Montreal, are you starting to feel a little worried?
I don't want to say the word worried is the correct word I want to use. Not worried, concerned.
Concern.
And worried feels like it's the same like meaning, but I would be a little bit more concerned, I feel like, because the first round is something that this team has dealt with before. A lot of this team has dealt with it. They dealt with it last year. Ended up losing, of course, to a very good Washington Capitals team, a very well-structured, very disciplined veteran team. And yeah, like I don't know. I would be concerned not because of Dobish's performance, but the whole team's performance. Like Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Yuri Slavkovsky, like Demidov, great goal. But it's like that top line continues to struggle. And, you know, they can't see him. I think Caulfield is the only 5-on-5 goal that line has. And it's like in this series specifically, like it's just, it hasn't been good enough from that line. I started to get concerned if that line doesn't pop off. What does game 7 look like? You can't expect another Dobish performance like he had against the Lightning, where truthfully, the Lightning probably should have won that game because of the amount of shots they had, but Dobish was just that good. And Vasilevsky couldn't keep the damn puck out of the net with the 2 crazy bounces that Montreal got. And it's like, I said this after game 7 last time, and we were told that we were criticizing the team too much, and they won anyways. And it was like, la-di-da-di-da. But like, me and Jacob said this, you can't continue to expect this game plan to work where you get outshot consistently. It cannot happen. And this performance can't happen again in game 7.
Oh.
Because that Sabres offense like came to life tonight. And that offense is it's a very scary offense. Goaltending can be said again is a little bit of a concern because your quote unquote number one during these playoffs has been Lyon, and Lyon had a very average performance. It wasn't good enough. He gave up 3 goals in the first period, and he got pulled, and UPL went in, and UPL shut him out. Didn't let a goal in. And it's like, do you go to UPL because UPL's his last 2 performances has only been good in relief of Lyon? And it's like, do you expect him to perform great in the biggest game of your season in game 7 against the Montreal Canadiens in your own building? You might have to,
if
because
it's
he's been that good.
If it's me, I think you have to go to UPL. I don't think
Right,
Lions' confidence. Let's be honest, the first goal Lion let in was dreadful. The other two, it's a one-timer on a power play and a 2-on-1, but you can't let in 3 goals on 4 shots.
I want to open a question though quickly for you guys. It has to do with goaltending.
And then Anthony, we will get to your comment there on the Florida Panthers draft situation. Go ahead, Adam.
Jacob and Dan. Dan, I want you to answer first on this. I'm going to open up a question. I'm not saying they should do this or they shouldn't do this. So do not jump on me about this, specifically you, Jacob, when you answer, because I know you're going to get mad. I feel like because it's about goaltending, and every time a goaltending question is asked, Jacob jumps on me whenever I ask a goaltending question. But do you think Marty St. Louis should think about not having Dobish start in Game 7? I don't think he should do it. I am just posing the question because of how dreadful the performance was tonight from Dobish. And it opens up the question, do you go with the young guy, Jacob Fowler, who has no experience in the NHL playoffs, or do you stick with Dobish, who's won you a Game 7 before? I want to open the question. I don't think he should do it, Jacobs. Don't get mad at me when you answer, but damn.
I think you have to stick with Dobis at this point. I mean, Dobis, like I said, could be the next future franchise goaltender for Montreal. I still think he has it in him. I get he had a bad night tonight. Every position in life, every person in life has a bad day after a job. And unfortunately, that was the case with Dobis tonight. But I'd much rather have him have a bad game in Game 6 than Game 7, right? He got you this far to the second round of Game 7. He won you Game 7. Hello, Dennis, and against Tampa Bay. I think you gotta stick with Dobis, and you gotta go for the win.
So I'm actually also saying sticking with Dobis, but okay, his leash is this long.
Yeah, fair enough.
He lets in one bad goal in the first early. I might pull him. Like, that is how short of a leash.
Go to the young guy.
And hear me out why, though. I don't think Dobis in the last 3 games has played well. I just think he's been able to find a period to keep his team in it and give the guy credit. I made this comment going into the playoffs that Montreal needed to go get an experienced backup netminder. And everyone got mad at me. And no offense, viewers, I'm calling you guys out. I love you, but you call me out, I call you out. Everyone was saying, Jacob, you're crazy. Dobis and Fowler are the 2 best goalies in the NHL. And now you're in a situation where Dobis has been struggling. You're very uneasy about putting in Jacob Fowler. You can't go Montembeault because he's terrible. And imagine if you picked up Jake Allen at the trade deadline from New Jersey. All of a sudden, you'd be feeling a lot more confident if you had a guy like Jake Allen on your bench, who I'm not saying is a Vezina caliber goalie, because he's not. And if both goalies are playing well, Dobis is better. But just to have someone that you can put in that you have confidence in, I think if you're Montreal, would have been nice. But I understand too, Montreal's goal was not to win the Stanley Cup this year. That was not the goal with this team going into this season. The goal
was I think it should be everyone's goal every year, win the Stanley Cup.
Really, Dan? So you think the Vancouver Canucks goal next year is to win the Stanley Cup?
100%. I think if you play in the NHL, I think you gotta try win the Stanley Cup. That's like saying you're going to go on your job, your goal is not to do your job.
No, okay, but Dan, to flip this on you, you have sold cars for years, right?
Yeah.
So Adam is now going to sell at a dealership you're selling at. Should Adam be able to sell as many cars as you can his very first day?
No, but
exactly.
He's just still trying to sell a car.
I mean, Vancouver's not trying to win a cup right now. But anyways, Cookie Monster. But no, so again, I'm going with Dobis. I think you don't have a choice at this point. I don't think starting Fowler is an option.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see starting Fowler, but Dobis is a short leash. And also, too, I think St. Louis has got to learn that he has a timeout and he needs to start using it when this team is falling apart. I don't know if this is inexperienced coaching that's coming to the forefront here. And I'm not saying he's a bad coach before anyone goes, Jacob's an idiot. But you need to do something if you're Montreal. And in those situations, when Buffalo was storming back, a timeout to settle the boys just would have been great.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone's so worried about saving the timeout. Well, look, they didn't use the timeout at all because the game got completely out of hand. But we
That
got to
game
get to
was
lots
brutal.
of comments here.
Lots
And
of great questions.
let's get to Anthony's because Anthony, I know you've been patiently waiting for this one. I'm seeing reports that Bill Zito, is going to be packaging the number 9 pick with 2 second rounds this year for a future second and a future third to get Reed or Stenberg. Mind you, Adam, does this not really play into what you were saying that Toronto wants to move down in the draft to maybe draft?
I will say this because I'm assuming he's talking about going and getting the number 2 pick to then pick one of those 2 guys is what I'm assuming is what Anthony is talking about. And I would say this, I would pose the question is why would San Jose take that at this point? As we've talked about before, yeah, there's no guy in there that's like older that's going to ruin their plan. But they have the 2nd overall pick. They have a high pick again. But like, why would they take the number? Why would they trade all the way back to 9 where they can't get a defenseman that they need? Preferably a right-handed defenseman. There might not be one of the guys that they want back there. You're taking a big risk by trading all the way back, hoping that Schmitz drops all the way to 9, or that for some forsaken reason Verhoff drops, or Carson Karls. But I think Carson Karls is a left-handed defenseman, so that doesn't do them any good either. And I don't know. He may want to.
Donuts. Yeah.
He may want to. He may want to go forward. He might want to trade up, but that doesn't make any sense for the team who currently holds the 2nd overall pick, I guess. I also don't think that the other 2 teams in the top 4 would take that trade, if I'm being honest. And I think he should just hold where he is now and hope
Smith drops to 9.
Well, I also don't think that Reed or Stenberg works with Florida's system. Both are Chase Reed's a very offensive defenseman, and I don't know if he's going to be that kind of defenseman, a Seth Jones who's able to check the way that, I don't know if he's going to be able to play that.
He started Ontario Secret.
Ontario Secret, I don't really care what you want. So, you know what? You can
what you want,
just
what you really
shove it. But done.
Junior would look so pretty in a Dunkin' shirt. Apparently, Adam, you need to get a job at the new Dunkin' Donuts that are coming to Canada. But
I don't see an Adam in there. I see a Junior, and I don't.
We got to gas her ass in the comments.
You're the Junior.
No, I don't think that's who he was talking to.
You're the Junior here, bud.
But my name is not Junior, Dan. So
yeah, but we're too old to be Junior.
So we got to gas her ass here in the comments from Anthony and Dan. I want to start with you here, and this is more.
We got the gas
in the future.
Why aren't we doing
the inconsistencies with the goaltending continue into next game and possibly into the next series for Montreal? Do they trade some depth in their system for Hellebuyck?
Wow. I love that idea. I don't know if I can afford to have the cap. I don't have their cap right in front of me. I do think they do have some cap space, and the cap is going up next year. And you think about when Montreal had their success, it was with Carey Price, Patrick Roy, Jose Feeder, which they all had in common a franchise goalie, right? I think Dobas could be a franchise goalie, but I don't know if he is at the moment. So I think rather if it's Hellebuyck or Bobrovsky or whoever, Montreal needs a franchise goalie, right? I mean, who wouldn't? So I love the idea. Montreal has a lot of depth, being very smart drafting. You look at their AHL team in Laval, they just lost to the Maris, but they almost made it to the finals, right? They were a very good competitive team, so they have a lot of pieces that they could move. So I do like the idea.
Personally, I'm ass on it just because I don't think they need Connor Hellebuyck to turn this team into a Stanley Cup winning team.
Doesn't hurt though.
I think they're very close right now, and if anything, I would use that depth to just bring in some more veterans into the into the fold, and maybe where the offense isn't so heavily relied on Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slavkovsky. Because I mean, mind you, they've been getting it from secondary scoring. It's crazy to see that Alex Newhook is your leading goal scorer in Montreal. Part of your problem in a game like tonight. But what do you think, Adam? Do you see Montreal? I don't see Montreal going for Hellebuyck, but do you see it?
Wait, I want to say one other thing. David, there's no beef. I got no beef with Ontario. It's a very one-sided beef, apparently, because I got no ill will with Ontario Secret, who just seems to hate me. But I don't think that trades what Montreal needs. Like, we talk about Zess, and Jacob said it before, Connor Hellebuyck's never been particularly great in the playoffs. So does that answer Montreal's concerns? No. And Connor Hellebuyck's also on a massive contract. Like, that is that. Like, you're paying this guy for another 6-7 years, 6-7, and like you're paying him for a long time at, what was it? I think it's like $10 million. Like, do you really want to be paying Connor Hellebuyck
cheaper than Bobrovsky
deep into his 30s? I wouldn't want to be in that situation at this point where you're having to pay a goalie when you have Dobish and you have Fowler coming through. It's like, why hold them back? When you have why hold them back with the Hellebuyck, who's going to be getting older and older every year, and it's going to be a harder contract to trade for Montreal if they acquire him. I don't think it's a necessity. If you're going to get somebody, Jake Allen, like a veteran goalie, is more appropriate, I think, for the situation than like
DiPietro. He's still in contract.
Somebody who's in their prime, and Connor Hellebuyck, but.
No, I actually, because I think Dobis and/or Fowler could be the guy. It's just, I think getting a veteran backup would be great. Whether it's you call Toronto on an Anthony Stolarz, you call New Jersey on a Jake Allen, I don't know, but like, I don't know every goalie that's available at the moment. Dan Allen probably going to laugh at me. You call a guy like Stuart Skinner to get on a cheap contract. A lot of playoff experience. Say what you want about the guy, which clearly wasn't the problem in Edmonton. And, it's one of those things. But I think for Montreal, I don't know if they need to spend, I think Hellebuyck makes around $8 million a year. And I don't think they need to spend that cap space on Hellebuyck when I think they have good goaltending. I think it's just very young and inexperienced. And if you had, my gosh, I would have even taken James Reimer as a third string just to try to make things a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
And like, I see a comment here about the goalie that you guys have in Florida, but again, he's an inexperienced guy. I think that Montreal wants to bring him.
He's just pretty good, though.
They need experience for sure.
What if Winnipeg retains
him?
I
still a hard contract. The thing is that why would Winnipeg retain on it? You need to entice Winnipeg to retain. Right? The issue is Winnipeg would actually need to want to retain and hold most of his salary for the rest of his contract. I think the issue is that, Dan, can you stop talking while I am trying to talk?
Junior.
I don't care what he says. I don't give two cramps in this world what he says. He can keep complaining about a damn mic, or he can, stop complaining about a damn mic that's never going to go away. But that doesn't solve anything. That's still they're not going to retain. If they're not going to get anything that's in any which way valuable to them, you're going to need to trade somebody with some value to get them to do it.
Oh,
this is an interesting comment here. So so what happened here is Vegas refused to do their mandatory media sessions. So when they sign these contracts, they're mandatory media sessions were the TV deals that they have to be done. So now they're going to lose their second round pick. Plus, there's $100,000 fine by the NHL. I don't know what Tortorella was thinking.
Well, Jacob, apparently there was more than just this. I didn't read it fully, but apparently there was more stuff than what just Vegas did last game. It's more stuff that's happened throughout the season than just that. This has been a buildup, I think, towards this is what's been going on with Vegas recently. I don't know what's been going on there, but apparently the league might just be trying to send a message, but Vegas. It might have something to do with what happened last offseason with Vegas.
With the Marner situation.
Talking to Marner early. Yeah. And whatever happened with.
They also started negotiating with Carter Hart early as well. That was a rumor.
So it could all be situations that are not good.
The media situation, the Marner situation. I don't know. Dan, what's your thoughts? Do you think there's more to it, or is it just they didn't meet their media obligations?
I think it's more to it. I think it seems like not the $100,000. That's kind of hair of a multi-million-dollar team, but I think taking away the second round pick was a steep penalty to pay for not opening a door. That's basically what it was, right? I get the frustrated with the McMahon situation, but I don't think it should have been a suspension, but hey, it is what it is, right? But Montreal has been known forever. So not Montreal, wow. Sorry, talking about Vegas has been known forever for reportedly almost cheating, right? Ever since it's been in illegal mode. So I think we've had a lot of warning shots, and finally, this was just the final straw on the camel's back. I think if one team just did this one thing, the same thing would have not happened. But it's like when you go suspend a player, look at how many times they've been suspended in the past. And that's what I think they did with Vegas. Look at how many gray areas have been in the past. Like, okay, that's it. We got to send a message. So I don't think Vegas will stop. I think Vegas will do something else crazy. And when they do, how big will the penalty be?
Also, the fine JP believes was to Tortorella, not the.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, my bad.
And we have some more comments to get to about the game from today. The Sabres ain't going to do better than Montreal against Carolina. Welcome back, James. In my opinion, the Sabres are lame and piss me off. A relevant franchise. Go Habs. Look, I'm sorry. I said this going into this game.
Like we can't even look out a window.
A lot of people are underestimating how good this Buffalo Sabres team is. I thought even when Montreal was leading, Buffalo was outplaying them in this game. I'm not saying I predicted Montreal in 7 from the beginning. I'm going to stick with it, even though I'm a little hesitant after what I saw tonight. But, you know, time will tell, right? But I mean, I do
disagree with my guys. I got the Sabres winning in 7 just to disagree with everybody else. And just for the laughs, I'm going to choose... I'm going to choose the Sabres. Even if the Sabres the Sabres lose, I just wanted to do it just to see how people react to me saying it. So I'm going to say Sabres are going to win just for the chaos of everybody attacking me for no reason.
Great points here, Randy. Yeah, the Suzuki line was bad tonight. And
it was, yes.
Habs should have taken the lame Sabres out tonight, but they will win in 7 as I predicted. Well, let's see, James.
Ooh.
You know, we'll have lots of coverage on Monday. I don't know if you guys have been seeing, we're trying something a little bit new where some of us are going on earlier in the day, then some of us are coming on at night to try to give you guys more wall-to-wall coverage. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. Let us know what you guys think of some of the change. And there is some new content on the way very, very soon. So make sure you get that coffee ready for it. But yeah, I mean, Montreal had a chance to really put them away, but these are more of a sign that in elimination games, Montreal has, you know what, not played up to as well as they can, in my personal opinion. But
wasn't good.
Is there any player that Montreal can trade on their roster that'd be worthwhile? Winnipeg, Adam, in your opinion, can Montreal convince them to retain 50%? I think this is back to the.
It would have to be like we're not talking. It doesn't have to be like a top tier prospect, but it would have to be somebody that Winnipeg
probably.
It would have to be like a defensive prospect. It would have to be like a Hague or like somebody else in their system. Like it can't be as simple as trying to trade draft picks or something like that. It's got to be something that's actually like worth anything. You're asking them to retain $4 million when they're still trying to compete. Like you're asking them to retain a lot of money while they're still trying to win a Stanley Cup with the other pieces of their core that they'll still have.
Hamilton's more central.
You're asking a lot out of a team that is already against the cap in terms of what they already have. Like you're asking a lot, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It would have to take. I think it would take more to retain with a Winnipeg. Like it would be the same thing in Edmonton. Like if you're trying to get somebody from Edmonton, it would take a lot if Edmonton would have to retain. Like it's the way things are with retaining contracts, especially with teams who are more up against the cap.
Rick makes an interesting point here, Hamilton Sports Central, though, that Vegas was lucky to only have a second round taken away. That's the second team now. Ottawa lost their first. Then they got it back.
Vegas was involved in that situation as well.
Overall. Yeah, Vegas
was involved. Vegas lied. Vegas was not told, of course, of the no trade clause, but it's still like that's the second time Vegas has been involved in something that was
Vegas is the biggest joke in sports history. That's a crap city, does not deserve any sport team whatsoever. WTF is a Vegas local. Bunch of lames and old people gambling. Dan loves to gamble, though. So are you calling Dan old, James? Hey, you calling Dan old? Look at this young face.
Here.
Look how young he looks.
Look
how young he looks.
Yeah, for sure.
James just seems to hate Vegas as a city.
How old am I, people? How old do you think I am?
The Sabres are as good as the Olympic team. Sweden!
Yeah. Well, they got the
Sabres
captain.
are a really good team, and I'm telling you what, putting Tage Thompson with Josh Norris and Zach Benson was a really smart decision by Lindy Ruff.
Great move, yeah.
That line dominated.
They did.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this league, the sport in general, makes little to damn no sense to me. Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Who told you the league was supposed to make sense to you?
Connor, I'd love maybe you actually do have your thoughts here further down the comments. I'm going to skip that and just come down to you when you're explaining more. How can you get absolutely crapped on at home when you had a 3-1 lead, you chase the goalie off the ice, and you have a chance to end the series? I'll tell you what happened, Connor. This comes down to Montreal being outplayed, but they got bounces in the first period. Second and third period, they continued to get outplayed. They didn't get the bounces. I think that's a pretty fair statement. Like, I'm not trying to crap on Montreal when I say this. Good teams find ways to win even when they're not at their best. And Montreal's been able to do that in these playoffs. Montreal's season is already a huge success, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Montreal, the last 2 games, I would argue, in large stretches of them, were outplayed by Buffalo. So, and Jacob Dobis in his last 3 starts has been kind of shaky. Do I still think Montreal will find a way in Game 7? I actually do. I think Dobis will find his game again. And if they don't win in Game 7 and Suzuki, Caulfield, Slafkovsky don't play well, I mean, let's be honest, and maybe this is just a Leaf fan talking here, but you're going to have the same conversations Leaf fans have about Matthews, Marner, and Nylander every year.
Yeah, it's going to
because
start.
Let's be honest, Slafkovsky, Suzuki, and Caulfield 5-on-5, I think it's fair to say they've been disappointing.
100%.
Back to the comments. Jake, hello. I'm honestly surprised at Tim Hortons. You're dominated. Well, we're back to the Dunkin' Donuts conversation.
It's a good convo.
So Tim Hortons can't really control who comes in and out of the country. They're not like they're not the government. Maybe, who knows? Maybe the country would work out better if we were ran by Tim Hortons. Who knows? But do you know who we have to help us instead? Maybe he will find out where the first Dunkin' Donuts is going. Maybe he will find a way. It's Rick from Hamilton, Sports Central.
Jacob, I love how you continue to talk and pumping up Rick while I'm just saying Rick. It's Rick. It's Rick. It's Rick. Rick. It's Rick. Just repeatedly. Every time
I'm back from the dead.
You go on this like long little tirade, Jacob, and then I just continuously say Rick every time you continue.
Get up, wait. I think you are a new viewer.
Oh, here goes the plug.
Mr. Gamble. So welcome to the Analyst Decks. And if you like this roundtable discussion, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us build the algorithm. We're so close to 200 subscribers. We're trying to hit there. And I want to thank all the loyal commenters and viewers and likes and the shares is helping build the algorithm. I mean, we can do more for all of you people. So thank you so much. And yeah, you did get really outplayed tonight, and let's hope we get it done in Game 7. Rick the manager. I like that.
Wordly Rider, which I believe this is JK Pup, I think, actually, is why I think it's changed your name. So
no, he said he's a friend of hers.
No, that is no way.
So welcome. Sorry. And like I said, if you could please subscribe to the channel, that's a huge help for us.
I will say this is just a very factual statement. If you score more goals than the other team, you will win the game.
Yeah, that's true.
I do agree with that. That's a good point.
No, I wasn't going to answer that, Jacob, and then you answered it, and I was kind of just like, that is such a smart-ass comment.
Vegas metropolitan area has 3 million people. Comment. I've been there. It's a real place. It is a real place.
It's building up fast, Vegas.
Yeah, that is...
Back to the Montreal comments. So the players just disappeared after the first period. They were nothing like themselves. Honestly, I hate to say it, I don't even think they had a good first period. I think they just got some lucky bounces. And I'm not saying, again, before people get mad at me, I'm not saying Montreal's a bad team and you should cry. They still have a chance to go to the conference finals for the first time since the pandemic playoffs, the PP playoffs.
Oh, Jacob, don't ever say it like that again. That is a terrible way to refer.
I'm just going to text that to Adam all the time now. The PP
so
playoffs.
Awful. Why would you ever say that? Is so bad.
But yeah, I do agree with Connor. I thought this was the least Montreal-esque game that I've seen all year, like all playoffs. Adam, you with the cap going up next year. I kind of agree with Adam on this one, though, Anthony.
Anthony, I hate that argument. Your argument is a cop-out. It's Still, you're
That's what
asking
I
a team
said.
to
Oh, the Caps
retain
going up.
Dan, I know the cap's going up. You're still asking a team to retain like over $4 million on an older team in which you are trying to compete. That is over $4 million that you can't spend elsewhere. Like you can't spend that money anymore. Like that's $4 million gone from your cap that you can't spend to make your team better.
He's back!
That's what I said.
Like,
Look who's back.
Funfish.
No,
we were gonna put you on the
Funfish
milk
is the guy is
carton.
the one I have beef with. Everybody, I don't have beef with anybody else but this Funfish right here.
We were gonna put you on the milk carton.
Yeah.
The only
look at
person
that.
So, question. What is this? Everyone's coming back from the dead. I slept for 72 hours. Funfish is back.
Amazing.
I
Love
was
it.
sleeping for 72 hours.
Oh no,
God.
neck
It was-
surgery. Oof.
The
Hope
day
you're okay.
Thursday at 7:30 till when I messaged you guys earlier. Greatest.
Wow.
I
sleep
hope you're all
I've
right,
ever had.
Funfish.
Yeah, because you've been dead even in our group chat, Will. I'm like, what happened?
But yeah, with Connor here saying, I think this loss will hurt them badly, possibly even to the point that they have lost their chance to move on.
Oh.
And even if they do, they have no chance. I wouldn't say no chance of beating Carolina, but they are certainly either team who comes out of this series is the underdog against
For sure,
Carolina.
I agree with that.
Because I think Carolina is proving to everyone so far in these first two rounds, well, except Adam, because Adam said that Carolina was as good as they are. Adam was right. And
I'm always right.
he's always right, except when he's
You're
wrong.
not. Sorry,
I'm
Adam. You're not
always-
a customer. You're not always right.
Oh my god.
But Dan, question for you here from JP. What's your casino game?
Oh boy, so you're gonna be surprised here. My casino game is penny slots. I love penny slots. I have a little system. I like the old school machine that's not the giant big screen with the fancy lights as you pay for all that. I like the one that good old crank. And I like the one that goes makes all the noises. I like the ones that go 5 in a row and 5 in a row. And I do a system of 3 and 9s because for house, the casino machine wins 90% of the time. So I have a rhythm of 3 and 9s. And it seems to work out for me. You know, I don't put in a bunch of money, but I'll walk in with like 20, 40 bucks or whatever. The person beside me loses a couple grand. The most I've done is I made over $1,000 in the night.
So, Jacob, does that mean that
Well,
casino saw you come in, they see you beating the house, so they arrest you and be like, what's your game here? Because you can't say counting cards because you don't play cards.
I like that.
We hope you're doing well, Funfish. Hopefully your next surgery was successful.
Hopefully you're good.
Yeah. Good.
Sorry, Wick, what did you say about cards?
No. I'm saying because you've seen people get arrested for counting cards. Well, you can't count cards on a slot machine. So I made a joke saying that the casinos are watching you.
Yes. But the one was funny, though. I had a big win one night. So I took a picture to post it on Instagram. And boy, they got mad at me, bro. Luckily, because I'm like a favorite, I was okay. I'm like, don't do that again. I'm like, okay.
Damn, Dan.
Yeah.
Anthony's saying about this is back to the Hellbuck conversation. I didn't know that was a cop-out argument. I'm just wondering if that's a huge factor in convincing a team to retain. You know what, Anthony, I'm kind of on Adam's side on this one. I don't see a team like Winnipeg because I think they're still in their window. I think with Mark Scheifele playing the way he is, they're still in their window. Like Winnipeg's still a very good team. So, and two, Hellbuck hasn't really been. You're not going to like me saying this as a Panthers fan. If Montreal was going to go and get Bobrovsky, it would make sense. He's playoff proven, won a couple Stanley Cups. When in the playoffs, the guys, or like if Tampa was trading Vasilevsky, I could see you trading all our prospects to get a guy like that. But to get a guy like Hellbuck that's never gotten it done unless he's wearing a Team USA jersey, I just don't think that's the guy Montreal wants. Ottawa already has that in their own bloody captain. I don't think Montreal wants to make the same kind of move. Funfish here. I had the cyst taken out of my neck. Oh, buddy.
Jeez. That sounds like no fun at all.
Wow.
How's it going? Always good to see you back.
Hello, welcome back.
Got some trout.
Nice.
It is fishing season.
Belleville. Good old Belleville. Jacob went to school in Belleville.
What season is it, Rick?
It's CFL season.
Damn
right.
right.
I knew you were going to say that. I was like, Jacob, what do you mean?
Scrimmages
you
on Sunday.
It's your
Preseason
favorite
starts Monday.
season of the year.
Let's go.
Adam, question about Carolina. Do you think them being that the Panthers are standard off the Eastern Conference, this is not the playoffs, this might be their year? What do you think, Adam? We'll start with you on this one, so just to you. Could this be Carolina's year?
In terms of winning the cup?
Yeah, at least getting to the cup finals, we'll say.
Like, it's probably their best chance of getting to that cup final. I also think this is probably the best team Carolina's had in like their like window. It's probably the best team that they've had. And to be honest, it doesn't even feel like, because I feel like their game plan is like a little bit different than I think Florida's is, like a little bit different. Just because the goaltending is not the same. But I think it's their best chance. Will they make it? That would be a different question, because we don't know how they'll perform against either of these next two teams, of course. I don't think they'll win the cup, because I think that's going to just be Colorado. If Colorado can make it through, because that Colorado team is amazing. But I do think it is their best chance that they've had. I don't think that has much to do with Florida. It has more to do with how they're playing. This is probably the best they've played these last couple of years for sure.
What do you think, Dan? I'm curious about your thoughts on that, because you've always gone about Florida as the standard. Are you agreeing with Adam, or do you think either Montreal or Buffalo was going to take them down?
I think we're seeing a shift this year for the past decade or so. Like teams like Florida are really good. The teams in California are really good. And then teams in the division, the Maple Leafs are really good. And now we're seeing a shift where these teams have been good for so long are now kind of rebuilding the cycle. And teams have been rebuilding the cycle so long are building up. I think this is Carolina's year. I think Carolina, even though my bracket doesn't say it, I think Carolina will make the Stanley Cup representing the East. I think they will beat either Montreal or Buffalo. But I gotta say, Montreal Buffalo, regardless of what happens in Game 7, who wins is who loses. Both teams had very successful years and should be very proud of themselves, because no one really predicted any of these teams making a second round in Game 7, right? But I do think this is Carolina's year. I think the odds of Miller and Nikolai Ehlers in the offseason was desperately what this team needed.
And also, too, Carolina, I gotta remember, Logan Stankoven has just gotten that much more experienced. And that trade is really showing. And I get people, when I brought up that comment, I got taken way.
I love Logan Stankoven so much.
Logan Stankoven has proven exactly why Carolina was willing to move and go get him. Right?
You can see why he was like,
you can
Dallas
see why they
so
said to Dallas, we won't make this trade unless Logan Stankoven is in the deal. But I'm curious here. Fun fish. The Jays, if they win, would be 20-20. I don't know. It's hard to say must-win games in May, but
yeah, I hate must-win. Talking about must-wins already.
I wouldn't call it a must-win, but this could be a chance for the Jays to turn around the season.
Yeah.
Like you know what? You got that big win, you got the big win today in extra innings. You got the grand slam the other night. Hoffman just can't be the closer, man. I'm sorry, but he's got to stop pitching to close games out. But what do you think, Dan? I can see you want to say something.
I have a gas to ask about the Jays.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Gasso asked, the grand slam, walk-off grand slam from Varsal the other night was the move in the play that's going to shift for year 2026 for the Jays. I'm going to say Gas. That was the play to change the year around.
I'm going to say ask, because I think it's too early to say a season's done or it needs to be turned around.
Interesting.
What do you think, Rick?
I'm going to say ask, because even if they turn the season around, I've been saying this from the get-go, and if you guys can remember, I've been saying they did not improve their bullpen, and John Schneider should not be manager. And I've been saying that, and I'm sticking to my guns.
We have asked some Anthony. What do you think, Adam? Gas or ass to Dan's gas or ass?
I can't say gas because it's like the next game they lose, like the next time, like the performances haven't changed. It hasn't done anything. And we talk about, like we talked about it with the Leafs, and we're just like, and the Leafs went on a little bit of a winning streak after a big win. And it's like, will this finally turn around their season? And it feels like teams, like fans are doing this all the time where it's like, oh, this is a big win. And, this is exactly what this team needs to turn around. And then the team does it. And I want to bring it back to an example that just comes into
that's interesting.
That came into my mind right now. It's like we talk about that, but the Red Sox, when they went ahead and broke their curse against the Yankees all the way back to whenever they did it. That took like the Red Sox had that big moment where it's like, yeah, this is what's going to turn around this team, and this team's going to get going. But then it still took them a couple weeks. It still took them a little bit to get going after that. And it's like, you kind of just need to be patient, I guess, but if it's not going to turn around and you start to ask questions about what did like the wrong moves, I trust management to make the right decisions. But at this point, you start to ask the question of, did they really improve? Did they improve what they needed to? And I guess that won't be answered until everybody's back fully healthy, but we know that won't happen this year. But I don't think that turns it around because it hasn't yet. They haven't shown it.
Oh,
this might be a new viewer here. So Dan Ashma, welcome to the desk. I think you're new.
They were here yesterday, weren't they?
I don't think. Well, Dan was here yesterday.
I have something to mention that's interesting.
I do agree with this comment, though. I think whoever gets out of this series next is going to be tough for them to get by either. It's going to be tough for anyone to get by Carolina. I even think Colorado will have a hard time getting past Carolina. Go ahead, Rick.
So here's an interesting thought. So whoever comes out of the East and goes to the Stanley Cup Finals, if Colorado's not in it, the East team's hosting the first two games.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah, because Vegas was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the last possible date for Stanley Cup Finals is June 21st.
He was in us today. Oh, and you're from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Oh, cool. Winnipeg. Well, welcome. And if you like our content, if you like the roundtable discussion, and you like the watch around with Lane and the comments and everything, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 200 subscribers. We're trying to hit that. And the more subscribers get, the more we build the algorithm. And again, we want to thank all our loyal viewers from all around the world who have been commenting, liking, and sharing. We couldn't do it without you guys. And let us help build the algorithms. We can do more for all of you. So thank you so much, everybody.
He's saying no matter what, she's cheering for the East. And don't worry, if we haven't got to your comments yet, we will get to.
Yeah, a lot of comments coming in, and thank you so much.
Are exploding, which
we everyone for doing that. I want to get to Spot 11's comment. You were mentioning about Buffalo.
Spot 11. I will say this. I'd love to get to this first, just because I work in the biz.
Yeah, go for it.
I
got a theory on this too.
I would stay with this. I don't think it's scripted, because I also saw one where they showed Pasternak in a Carolina jersey. A lot of times these are just pre-made, and when what that graphic should have been, it should have been like a silhouette player with a question mark. And I think that's just a mistake. Now, I will say the guy who made that mistake, or a woman who made that mistake, is going to be in a lot of trouble. And potentially, remember in these situations, it's all freelancers. They're not like 100% full-time staffers anymore. So that freelancer was on graphics that night, probably isn't getting called back. Go ahead, Dan.
Maybe a cat made that mistake. Who knows? But I want to say, I don't think it was a mistake. I think this is a prime example of sports betting and American TV deals getting away into sports.
Dan's off the rocker again. Dan,
I do. You look at how bad the officiating has been. I mean, I don't know. You gotta wonder, right?
Every sport.
Dan's back on the
Very true.
Wait, so Dan, but you can look at the NBA, and it's like the NBA. There's been issues with their refereeing for what feels like. Now, I will say the NBA might be the wrong example, just because there have literally been.
Dan's got dementia.
There was literally a conspiracy. There's literally a conspiracy in the NBA 20 years ago in which a referee bet on games that he refereed. So there was literally sports betting involved in, like, and it's already happened earlier this year where a bunch of people got arrested
100%.
that were somewhat. So, like, the NBA was the bad example to use, but Dan is.
I mean, you have it in baseball
might be
too.
Going somewhere, I guess I should say, with it.
In the
But
back
you
of their
never
minds, and
know.
this is referencing, by the way, Anthony, about Carolina facing Florida. Now they don't have to. In the back of Carolina's mind, second guessing they can get over the hump. They have to deal with the last few seasons. I think this is actually fair.
That's true.
It's kind of like in theory, people thought once Toronto wouldn't have to face Boston, they'd get out of the second round, and then they still didn't. But maybe this will, and I will say too, not even just that it's Florida, and again, don't get mad at me, Buffalo and Montreal fans, but neither of these Montreal Buffalo teams are as good as what that Florida team was when they went to 3 Stanley Cups in 3 years.
Oh my gosh, that Florida team was.
Those Florida teams were just absolutely stacked.
Sam Bennett was the second line center. I'm like, holy cow.
Here's an interesting one, and Rick, I want to hear from you first. Would you put Brandon Gallagher in for Game 7 for Montreal?
First off, before I answer this, who is he replacing?
I'm guessing that John Villano.
That's what I would say.
Fourth line
Joe
center.
Veleno, you mean, Jacob?
I mean,
Joe
I would
Veleno?
because he has playoff experience.
I would too, personally.
I would free.
Adam? Oh, he's like,
About what?
don't ask me.
I'm so confused. What? Oh, and would I put Brendan Gallagher back in? Sorry, no, I'm all over the place. But I don't know why you didn't.
It's like I refuse
why
to
you
comment.
took him out of the lineup in the first place? But but I feel like at this point though, like you put him in for the sake of putting in his experience, I guess. But it's also like you've probably put him in a little bit too late at this point. Like it's already.
Yeah.
Like I would have put him in tonight, or I would have put him in Game 5. Like I would have put him in earlier in the series. Like I think you're asking a lot from him in a Game 7 to change what happened tonight. Like he brings a lot to this team, but it's also like you should have put him in earlier in the series if he was necessary to come in. I would have put him in tonight. I would have put him in for a game in which you're trying to clutch out a series.
That'd be a nice fight.
But oh gosh, I don't think Benson even. Zach Benson's a scrappy guy, but
I love Zach Benson.
I don't think
Hartford Whalers.
That's cool. That's what Carolina used to be back in the day.
And yeah, Fowler made his first appearance tonight. I wouldn't really judge his appearance on what I think he can do in general. One goal he led in his own player scored.
That shot was a bullet, though. To be fair, that was a
So what I mean is with Fowler, I wouldn't really. I'm seeing people saying all this. So while we're doing this, I also scan social media, and I'm already seeing people saying that Fowler's trash. I'm like, okay, calm down.
Really?
In the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
You don't say.
I think there's a lot of like
hear me
talk. Like he's a great. Like Jacob Fowler is a very good player, but like Montreal fans put way too much attention on him, pressure on him for this series.
This will never happen. Spot up because they will literally lose millions, if not billions, of dollars if they take betting off during the playoffs.
It would never happen, but it'd be interesting to see how the results would change if it did. Right?
I don't think they changed that much, but
I can't believe I'm saying this. I agree with Dan. The perfect example of this is the quarterback from Texas Tech just got eligible, taken away for gambling when he was a freshman. This talking about the conversations earlier about the wrong jersey being put up for the head-to-head matchups.
See, the odd time the craziness works.
Okay, yeah, but that situation it's the player I think you're talking about. The difference in that situation was that he wasn't even betting on his own players. That's also against NCAA rules. Like the reason he was taking eligibility away was because he broke NCAA rules. You're not allowed, as a student athlete, you're not allowed to bet on games, even if it's not your own team. You're not allowed to bet on games. He knew that, and he continued to do it anyways. I don't think that has anything to do with like a conspiracy of sports betting. It's just a kid being an idiot for whatever reason. He's just stupid and broke the NCAA rules at the end of the day.
I don't think anything's going to happen to Brenda Moore's wife, but I do think it's possible that Brenda Moore's fired if they don't get past the third round. It won't be Eric Lindros.
I'm surprised Eric Lindros.
Frank Berube.
Eric Lindros doesn't have any coaching experience. I mean, it would be cool, but
Craig Berube,
like Eric
he loves coaching teams that don't like their top players to score. Another one from Dan here. Can Vegas Golden Knights beat Avalanche? Okay,
I say no.
Potentially no. Yes, but no. I think that series will be a sweep. Vegas might win one.
Well, of course they could beat them. My concern would be you're going up against probably the best offense in hockey, up against a goalie who has been relatively shaky for most of these playoffs in Mr. Carter Hart.
I think he might be a new viewer.
And I would be concerned. It's possible Vegas does it, but this Colorado team is so dangerous, and I think it's a big concern. It could be a big concern for it, especially if Carter Hart doesn't play well and struggles like he kind of did against Utah. Like, this could be a long. And
I believe we have a new viewer here, so it's time for the one, the only, the plug.
Well, I want to say welcome to the show, welcome to the Analyst Decks. And if you aren't new, I apologize. It's hard to remember everyone, but if you are new, please subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 200 subscribers. We're really trying to hit that magical number. And if you could appreciate it, I want to, again, thank all the loyal viewers. So the great comments tonight. Comments are flooding in. We love it. We love all the questions. We love all the chat. And the likes and shares helped a lot build the algorithm. More we build the algorithm, more we can build for you guys. New stuff coming out, new content coming out. So if you like it, please subscribe. Let's go.
Absolutely. We have a lot of comments coming in, everyone. So we will
thank you. I appreciate it. Look.
Hey, thank you very much for the sub. And thanks for the introduction. Hey, we're always happy to have you.
Yeah.
Happy to have everyone joining the family.
Dan loves the attention it gives him.
No, but it's about building a community, right? We got communities all over the world.
Dan, I'm joking with you.
And just so everyone knows,
it ruins all my fun. You're no fun when you do that,
we will get to everybody's comments as soon as we can, so don't go anywhere. We will get to them. Lane, Montreal choked.
Dan will cry.
I agree, Lane. Montreal
did 100%. They did choke.
Oh, JP gets his curling supplies from Windsor. I love curling, actually.
Oh, curling's awesome.
Lane, I also don't feel bad for the penalty for Vegas. If you break the rules intentionally, you know you're breaking them. I have no idea what FAFO means. Oh, I can't say what it means. Fruit around and
you cannot
find out. Lane, speaking facts. Dan's drinking Orange Crush.
We're not sponsored by Orange Crush, but we could be.
Gotta say one more key: never go to sleep. Stay awake. Oftentimes, blowouts like this turn into the other team winning. That's very true. They could learn from this, Montreal. I hope they do.
Yeah.
Fun fish. I'm surprised Fowler hasn't been in this series more, to be honest. Ooh.
Good point.
I'm not, because I think that Dobis, up until this game, as much as he had struggled at times, was playing good enough that he was giving his team a chance to win. This is the first game I thought he wasn't playing good enough to give his team a chance to win. Would you agree, Rick?
So I have a follow-up question to this, but I'll answer this. I don't think that they'll go back. I think Fowler will play game 7. But my thing is, you can call me crazy. It is true. I think this game 7 will not be a Buffalo home game because with it being so close to the border, you'll see more Canadian fans than Buffalo fans.
Yeah, there were a lot
for
last game as well. There were a lot in game 5, Montreal fans. It was like Buffalo fans must have hated that because they hate when the Leafs take over their building. They like hated it. Like, I'm talking about Buffalo fans probably like crying themselves to sleep every time the Leafs come to town.
I gotta say, I said this to Jacob when we were watching the game, and he didn't agree with me. But I think one reason it has to do with so many Montreal fans in Buffalo is don't forget about reselling tickets at a higher price. That's a provincial law only affecting Ontario. That law's not in other places like Montreal, Buffalo, and all that. Buffalo is a small city with struggling economies. Everyone's struggling right now. I think a lot of fans can't afford to go to the Buffalo games. The Buffalo tickets are really expensive right now. And I think the people that had the tickets are selling them to make the money. If you watch the Buffalo parties, for example, the parties are crazy outside. So it's not that they don't have fans. They got tons of fans. I just wonder if that has something to do with it. And I think we got another new viewer here in Jonathan. So welcome, Jonathan, to the Analyst Decks. And if you like this roundtable discussing, we're trying to get so close to 200 subscribers. Please, that's right. Please subscribe to the channel. And I want to thank all the loyal viewers and comments and likes and shares. It helps the algorithm a lot, meaning we can do more for all you. So let's go.
Very true. Montreal's got some
very loyal, yeah. You know, if Montreal was facing Anaheim, I think you would see people go across the country, right?
I do agree with Dan, though, about fans potentially reselling their tickets just because of the money. Because let's be honest, if you bought these tickets ages ago, and maybe we'll say a ticket was $200, now you can sell it for $1,500. I mean, it's kind of a why not pay like a mortgage payment off like not going to one hockey game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like seriously,
go and sell those kidneys.
Or sell your kidney. I did know someone who donated his kidney, and he'd yell at everyone that we were selfish if we didn't donate our kidneys.
Jacob, you told me this earlier today.
I know, Adam.
You told me about this earlier.
Do you think Montreal Canadiens need more size? Dan, you've said this a lot, though, haven't you?
I have. I love Jack Guy. I saw him. So it's awesome. Jack Guy got his first playoff goal tonight. I thought he was very effective in the game. I thought he was doing a lot. You know, even in fair periods, setting up the game 7. I think Montreal does need more size. I love Pacetta, who they had in Laval last year. Vanessa Maple Leaf signed him, and we didn't play him. I don't understand that. We didn't play him until the end. But even though he wasn't a big guy, he was a scrappy guy. He would fight. He was tough. And I get the NHL is different now. You're not going to get guys like Ty Domi gets 300 penalty minutes. But I do think you need a forward. I say it all the time in Calgary, like Adam Klappa. Someone that's 6'8", someone that can skate, someone that can drop the gloves if they have to, and someone that can hit. And Montreal doesn't really have that in their forward group lineup. So I do think we need a little more size up front.
I don't disagree. I mean, really interesting comment here. Oh, where was it? There's so many comments, and this is awesome.
Wait, no, somebody said we should stop dancing as well, and I don't even know when we were dancing to begin with.
I was like,
what?
I like dancing. Let's go.
The Zuki line should only. Okay, you know what though? This leads me into my gas or ass for the evening.
Let's go.
Gas or ass. It is time to split the top line because Suzuki and Caulfield together is just not working.
No.
So we have an ass or wreck. By the way, I'm 100% gas. I think you need to spread it out a little bit more, and I want to see Caulfield playing with Philip Deneau and Josh Anderson. Give me some 2019 vibes. Dan, Adam's pondering.
I'm going to say ass. I look at legendary. I know Jacob gets mad at me, but I look at legendary coaches like Pat Quinn. And what was so great about Pat Quinn is that he kept his lineup every game the exact same. I could even right now rhyme off the 2004 lineup of each one Maple Leafs in my head right there. Because every day was the exact same. And because of that, they had chemistry. And that's what won them games. So I'm saying gas. We see some grass and ass in the comments. Love it.
I say Caulfield will get the opening goal.
Let's go. Yeah, I'll be sick.
We got Pac-Man. I don't know what Pac-Man will do, but
is Pac-Man the gas or ass? I don't know.
What do you think, Adam? Do you see that line getting split up?
I think it's going to get split up. It's not going to be like it will be Slavkovsky getting moved off and maybe like a Josh Anderson going up.
Okay.
Ooh, Pat Quinn.
It's hard to say if they should or not, but it's like it's certainly an interesting thing that they should maybe think about doing.
Yeah, we've been split up,
and it's not have anything to do with the line being horrendous or anything. It's more so you need to try something. Like, you need to do something to win like this game 7, and it so far hasn't been working. And that line has not been great in this series, and that line hasn't been great all playoffs. And Montreal fans either need to look at themselves and say, yeah, that hasn't been great, or you could keep going down the same thing and potentially lose the cup and lose your chance at, sorry, not the cup, but at just even the Eastern Conference Finals at this point, and that great experience it would be. But you got to do something, and whether it's you power through and hope that line takes over, you either die. The St. Louis got to either choose if he's going to die with that line or try and live another day with a different line. But yeah, do something.
Hey, we have this might be a new viewer here, so if you are, welcome to the desk, Iron Defender 44. And if you are enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, even share it with your enemies. Share it with
everybody.
Share it with your aunt, your uncle.
Without a doubt, share it with Dan.
Share it with Dan. Send it to Dan. Sabres are no good at home in this series. That's very true. Montreal's been able to win. Funny enough, both teams suck at home in this series.
That's true. Yeah. It's a great comment.
Hey, thanks very much, Spot Up. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks, join us in Carolina.
An NHL thing. It's a hockey thing. USA lost to Swiss in the World Championship. Do you think they're going to bounce back, or do you think it's just downhill from there?
Well, Mr. Matty Tkachuk's not going to be back until the Latvia game for the States.
Which is weird.
Why,
yeah, Mr. Crybaby, Mr. Rah-Rah Team USA, you know, the guy who was so pumped about playing for them at the Olympics, decided, no, I'm going to really ship it in until they play a really bad opponent, and then I'm going to show up and win them a game.
Good point here.
They're going to be out before then, but I would be concerned if that was the States. That States team. Sorry, Matthew, not Brady.
If I'm the States.
But Matthew is going. Sorry, it's not Brady. It's Matthew.
What?
And I said Brady.
Brady couldn't read his plane ticket.
But
so
he's
still in Ottawa.
I would be concerned if that was the States, because that lineup is not very good.
I agree. I would be concerned about the States too. Lindy Ruffin net.
There will be a lot of Habs fans in Buffalo. And to the comment earlier, too, about Dobis, Price wasn't pulled last game. The thing with Dobis last game, he let in the 3 and the 4, and then he made some big saves to close out the period. I think Dobis has been kind of on that fine line. I think tonight the ice broke. Sabres going Monday. If the Montreal is another smart-ass comment, but that's okay. We love him. If you think of Montreal goalie lets in more pucks than that Sabres goalie, the Sabres will win. That's just a fact.
Totally agree.
Why are you asking me? Why am I the one who's getting all these smart ass comments?
That would be traumatized, by the way. Be rough in WWE.
Oh no!
Actually, there's something I want to play on the channel with you guys. It's an older WWE from 2024, and we need to do the storyline together. It's the funniest thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, we have to do it.
I prefer
Habs
not.
7. Habs and 7. Habs and 7. Habs and 7. Habs
Yeah,
and 7. Habs and 7.
Jonathan, what's going to happen with the Habs losing 7? Are you going to have like a mental breakdown?
I agree with Jonathan. I think the Habs are going to win.
His profile picture does kind of look like John Legend, actually. I saw someone else comment that. And it kind of
Matthews is hurt, Funfish. Did you forget that Matthews has having surgery?
Yeah, Matthews is injured.
Chuck is on Team USA, Funfish. Brady is not, but Matty.
Listen, if this was the Stanley Cup playoffs, Matthews would still be playing.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone's playing with some type of injury.
He tore his MCL. Like, he's not playing.
I like this question because I like the tournament itself. I hate the timing of it. It makes no sense to me that the timing is still in the playoffs because you're not going to get all the best players in the world, right? I would love to see the tournament end. Tournament start like when the playoffs end. Why not have international hockey go on in July, right? Because we all get ramped up with the draft in June and free agents first in July. But then July and August was very quiet. So why not have an international tournament in July or August? What do you want to say?
So, Jacob, Dan, just so that you do know, I believe the under 17s is in August.
True.
You have the World Juniors in December, January.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Gretzky Cup is in August as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the under
that's true.
18. So I mean,
And the World Junior Showcase is in August as well. So there's a lot of going on, Dan. You just don't know about it.
I mean,
there is a
it's
lot
no
that goes
different
on.
if it was the Olympics. The league would be shut down for 2 weeks.
The Women's Worlds is in the fall as well this year.
Well, I
So the
think with
Women's
those
World-
Larry
other
Robertson,
tournaments
yeah, that was
you
really
guys
cool.
mentioned, they're more for junior players, right? Versus the World Hockey Tournament, it's for like older players.
Okay, so what about this? You still have what's that tournament that's in
Very nice.
or in
Sweden!
Europe in August?
Spengler
Isn't it
Cup.
the Spengler Cup?
Which
Spengler
Canada's
Cup.
not going to this year, by the way.
They had a bunch of minor leagues and no name players playing that,
Yeah,
or that don't play in the NHL anymore.
correct. Yeah,
So
they do. A lot of players who are Canadian but play in like the Swedish leagues and Finland's leagues and that kind of thing. So a lot of former
Adam,
NHL
make
players.
us burgers.
Extra mail. Let's go.
listen,
Adam wouldn't make me a coffee today, by the way. All I asked him to do was go to Tim
Jacob.
Hortons, jump over the countertop, and make me a coffee. And he wouldn't
Isn't
do
that
it.
his job?
Jacob,
Get you coffee.
Jacob.
Montreal
Next-
6-4 now.
Listen,
What's up,
next
Rick?
Sunday, you guys are getting burgers,
Yeah.
potato skins, nachos
Can't wait.
with cheese and salsa. Listen, you guys are gonna be fed like kings.
Salsa. Let's go.
But not
Thank you, Rick.
spicy
Calm
salsa.
down.
Dan can't do the spice.
Yeah, then just use the cheese then.
Oh,
Dan does-
jeez.
The only thing Dan likes to do is cut the cheese.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I'm an old fart. Apparently,
I don't think I would DFA Jeff Hoffman, but I wouldn't have him as the closer anymore. He's
Well, I
been
wouldn't
good,
kill
he's
him.
been in the-
Like he's a nice guy.
didn't they have
Yeah,
Verlander as the closer?
What?
Yeah,
Didn't they have
Barland's the
Verlander as the
closer.
closer?
No, but they used him
Harlan's
in the
the
ninth the
closer.
other night when they lost. Hoffman
Oh.
again.
Listen, fun fish. I turned 40 not next weekend, but in the following couple of days, so I'm allowed to be old.
Lane says hi, Rick.
Hi, Lane.
Did you guys know Mitch Marner's leading the playoffs going with 18 points? How many more games?
No,
will
I
it
did
take
not
Thompson
know
to
that.
Pass him. Tage Thompson's not going to
you.
pass Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner's been incredible these playoffs. Doesn't upset me.
Thank
to
you
say
for
it.
letting us know. We did not know that actually. It's not like that's
mean,
been
Mitch
constantly
Marner
showing
goes
up in
Carolina
Carolina's
media.
not
sweep
smart.
their
A
way to
stat that Adam doesn't know.
Whoa.
I'm
Carolina sweet.
joking, but okay.
I will say this. I don't think Carolina will sweep either Montreal or Buffalo. I think they'll win.
No, I don't either.
I don't think they'll sweep. I think that'll probably go 6 for either team.
Yeah, I can see that.
Unless Buffalo can't get goaltending. Or
Right.
Montreal can't get goaltending.
Yeah.
But right now, I think both of them could compete with Carolina, but I think Carolina's just a deeper team.
Will Frederick Anderson become human? Big question. Now
There you go, Dan.
thank you.
Your
I
favorite.
totally agree with you. Matthews is overrated. Look at my Toronto swag. I got JT of the 6. I got Louis style Nylanders. I got my Argos. I got my Blue Jays, but I don't have any Austin Matthews.
Why is he overrated, Dan?
What?
Why is he overrated?
Because he
Because
hasn't
he
done anything. Like, yeah.
Neither has Nylander. Neither has JT.
Well, I mean, 60 goals is cute. I give him a lot of respect for that.
Jacob,
But I just-
I can answer that easily.
I just feel like with Matthews, his heart is not fully with the franchise. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a very talented hockey player. I just feel like he just doesn't step it up when the city needs it.
Whoa, we have a
Um,
Vladdy hater in the comment here.
Whoa.
No,
on.
this is why,
No,
Jacob. I was gonna say the reason that the Jays keep losing is because of Zoran the Barbarian.
No.
It's exactly
It's in all
because
caps,
of this guy
everyone.
right here.
The reason the Jays are losing has everything to do with that man, baby. Vladdy underperforming.
Of Jacob's voice.
Bobrovsky. Oh,
So
it was pain.
the reason why Matthews is overrated because he wears a thing that's blue and white. And
That is the whole reason, probably.
As soon as he gets traded, he'll be the same thing like Mitch Marner, and he'll do great when he's not.
Yeah,
On the team.
I can almost guarantee it. No,
Why does
exactly.
Spangler?
The
It's
day
actually
he
good
gets
hockey.
traded, the minute he gets traded, Matthews will no longer be overrated because he doesn't wear a Leafs jersey. Can almost guarantee it. Almost guarantee it.
Carolina has been on a beach drinking beers waiting for game 1.
Yeah.
You think Rob Brendamore's letting them sit on Ensemble Beach drinking beers? No.
Nah,
Why not?
Brendamore's making them train.
he's too old school. He's having a scotch of whiskey and a cigar.
Why
anyway.
are there so many random players on the top teams isn't in this big tournament? Well, a lot of the players are injured by this point.
The playoffs are still on, and not a lot of people like to go to the Worlds. Like, that's just a kind of. It's not like it's because it's after a long season, especially with the Olympics. Not a lot of players are going to really want to be going.
I would
That's
say
my
with
problem.
Matthews.
He's not worth $13.2 million.
Okay. By the way, I'm going to do a pre-recorded segment on this another day. But Austin Matthews, I really think it's gonna come down to coaching, and I have a new segment style that's coming to the desk that I'm going to be breaking down Austin Matthews' play over the last 8 years, and we're going to be breaking down actual goals, and I'm going to show you the difference. So watch out for that. Dan, you're going to be my cameraman. It's going to be interesting.
Me, I can't. Actually, I was a camera guy in high school for the Barrie coach. Remember the big zoom lens? I zoomed into the Canadian flag, and I zoomed because I knew when the fight was happening. I was very good. Remember? I would go up for our practice. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, maybe I gesture looked wrong, but that's not what I was trying to do. Okay, I was using the big zoom lens, not what you were thinking.
Jacob, I feel like Dan is like a giant. Like Dan, I feel like sometimes you're like a giant kid, and you're just like, Jacob, look what I did.
100%.
Jacob, remember what I did? Remember what I did? Remember what I did? Remember what I did?
Yeah, literally. It's like people never guess my age. I just have fun in life, you know?
It's like you're talking to your. Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna bring something up, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll say it after.
Vladdy doesn't figure it out. You know what though? I think Vladdy will. I think too the reason why Vladdy's home runs are down is he also has one of the higher walk percentages in the MLB. Teams are walking him
100%.
But yeah, I do agree Vladdy has not been good enough.
I still like
More
him.
comments coming through. Do you think Matthews had a big impact on the coach being gone? I don't think so. I don't think
I would
Checha
surely
even had
hope
Austin
not,
Matthews' phone number yet. He had to send him an email. Dear Austin, I've missed you over the years. I remember watching you at the park. Anyways, I need to come speak to you.
Park at Phoenix.
Matthews is a choker. I mean, we could argue anyone in the Leafs are chokers right now since 68.
Connor McDavid's a choker.
We could argue Connor
67.
McDavid's a choker.
You could say Cole Caulfield's a choker because he hasn't really done anything. He hasn't won anything. But
He's
you know
been
what?
not very good in this round either. What does Matthews do in the playoffs? I mean, fair. He hasn't had a good playoff history. But again, as Rick said, he'll go somewhere else and it'll be the Mitch Marner situation. He'll go out and dominate in a different city. You never know.
Jacob, do you want to know history that was set tonight? Do you want to know about this
new
history
pitcher,
that was
Dylan
made
Case?
tonight? Jacob,
Yeah,
you ready
Case
for
has
this
been
history?
incredible.
Rasmus Dahlin
I really like Case.
has become the first defenseman in NHL history to record 5 points in a game when facing elimination. And guess what? Everybody wanted him and said he wasn't playing well and that he wasn't very good. And then he steps up and he puts up 5 points in an elimination game, becoming the first defenseman to ever do it in NHL history.
In Montreal.
And
yeah, very true. Last time.
Wow, thank you. I feel like
60 years ago. Actually, it was like 58.
Not Dan, not Dan the man.
It was 60 years ago. It's 1967.
Dan,
I feel like you really want to.
It was not 60 years ago. What year is it, Dan?
Well, 59 years ago. Sorry, what's happening?
Can I say what I was going to say? But this Dan needs to get more. He needs to get new material here. He seems to be just reusing the same material that was used 60 or like 40 years ago. And I feel like you need to. I want to see when you're making fun of the Leafs. You know what I want to see is I want to see some damn originality. I'm done with this unoriginality that you guys have. You guys are boring. You guys are not very. You guys just are showing no creativity at all. No originality. I feel like you guys have had 60 years of material.
You want me to be original?
Rick.
Guess what?
Rick, you're not done talking. You're like, I want to see some originality. You guys have 60 years of material here. There's 60 years of material. I want to see you guys use it. I want to see some damn creativity here, everybody. I want to see your best jokes. You have 60 years of material. Use it. Hurry up. Let's go. Let's see. Come on, guys.
Oh boy.
Let's see some more different jokes of this.
Look like we got some friends in
what we've done.
Jacob, you know what else is funny?
Eggs.
Yes. Everything's
last
funny.
The last time Leafs won, we didn't have internet. We had a rotary phone. Cell phones.
Ooh, I like that. That's different. That's different. Nice.
No Windows was even around.
Wow, Rick, I love the creativity here. I love it. This is what I want to see, everybody. Rick is using his old man knowledge to make fun of the Leafs. And look at this creativity from this man right here. This old guy using his old guy knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not the oldest one here anymore.
I love it.
Thanks.
I love it.
Man. Thanks.
Welcome to the test, Renee. I apologize if I can't read your comments.
No, that doesn't make
any French.
That is some gibberish right there.
Welcome to the decks, and like I said, we got another new viewer too, Patty off T56. Welcome to the Analyst decks, and go say bye, see ya. But if you want to watch the channel, if you like the roundtable discussion, please subscribe to the channel. We're getting so close to 200 subscribers. So please subscribe. We love all the comments coming in. So many great comments, all the loyal viewers, for likes, for shares. Everything helps get out with them. We can do more for all of you. It's some great content coming.
Jose Theodore. There was a legendary goalie back in the day.
100%.
We've hit 195 subscribers tonight. We're 5 subs.
Too much is happening. Too much is happening, everybody.
Funfish is
busy show.
Last time
I saw it, Rick. I saw it, Rick. It wasn't creative enough. Wasn't creative enough. More originality, everybody. That's a boring one. I've heard that one before. Creativity. Come on,
I get originality, but
material. Everybody is still using the same damn material. It's too you got 60 years of this, guys. There's been more than just that. The Leafs haven't won a cup in 60 years, guys. What have we done in the last 59 years? There's more than just that. We've had tons of other bad moments. Let's see some more creativity here. Dan, terrible creativity again. That's a suckish comment. Terrible comment. Terrible joke. Awful joke. Terrible. Be better.
You know what, guys? Maybe we will do this here. Whoever can come up with the best Leaf insult will get a very special shout out on the Analyst desk. I'll post this on social media. We're looking for the best Leafs insults. We want creativity. We want originality.
We need to do better here, everybody.
Do better.
You need to send them into the email, and one of us will read them off to you, and I will laugh when I hear them.
Mobile.
Better. Be better, everybody.
Here's a fun fact for you. Since Toronto has last won, they've had 24 different head coaches.
Wow.
Even a coach in 1980 named Dick Duff coached 2 games.
Wow, I'm not surprised by that.
So obviously, it's not just coaches.
Funfish, not good enough, man.
That was pretty good.
Better, not good enough. More creativity. By the way,
I do want to say we're now up to 195 subscribers. So thank you very much, everyone.
Damn, we're getting there.
5 more hit 200.
I hear a train coming.
Oh my gosh, a train.
But okay, so I want to ask you guys. What do you think Montreal needs to change heading into Game 7? Rick, I want to start with you here. You look like you've had time to think about this. They say age creates wisdom, and since you're turning 40, what do you think here?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
They need some toughness in the lineup. You can't always be playing your 3rd or 4th line. I honestly couldn't tell you. Other than they got to stop playing into Buffalo Sabres heads and just play their game, and then they'll be fine.
Toughness and play your game. Adam?
What? Sorry. Oh, what Montreal needs to change? I would like to see some better hockey, Better hockey would be good. Just play better.
Just be better. Dan?
Be better. That's all I need to do. They just need to be better.
Rick took the words from my mouth. I do think we need more toughness up front. I said that earlier. And I said this in our pregame show. Jacob is pointing out too, and we're finally getting some comments about it. The top franchise guys need to step it up 5-on-5. Nick Suzuki, Sikorsky, and Cockfield. I'm talking to you fellas. You guys are great in power play. That's amazing. You guys are young, but this is your third trip in the Stanley Cup. You made it to the Stanley Cup Finals against Tampa during that weird lockout year of the word we can't say on YouTube. You made it against the Washington in the first round and got eliminated in 5 games, but you still made it. Here you are, third time's the charm. Regardless what happened, no pressure on you. Regardless what happens, Game 7, you still had a fantastic year. But we don't want us to compare you to these guys. You got to step up 5-on-5. You got to bring it home, and we need to face Carolina in the Eastern Conference Final. Let's go.
I'm going to say this, and I'm changing my tune a little bit. Number one, I'm going to start off with Montreal to fix their game. They just need to play team defense and not be in their own zone so much. You can be in the Buffalo end. You have a better chance. My other thing.
Dead shots on goal.
If you lose another blowout 8-3 type game, you will not feel this season was a success. Whoa. And hear me out. And Dan, I'm calling you out on this especially.
Me?
Yes. Because when the Leafs got absolutely obliterated by the Florida Panthers in Game 7, you said it didn't matter. They were 1 win away from beating Florida. They had one of the worst Game 7s in Leaf history. If Montreal repeats what they did tonight, it will be one of the worst Game 7s in Montreal history. I think you will honestly look at it and say the season as a success as a whole was a success, but the playoffs were an absolute failure.
I say the Leafs and the Canadiens at this point are in a different position of life. The Leafs have made it to the playoffs for like over a decade. They have spent millions of dollars being maxed out in cap from these core 4 guys. They have traded abounded to first-round draft picks to bring leadership around them, and they still fail every single time. Montreal, this is new for them, right? This is the 3rd time. It's still kind of new for them, right? They've never made it to the 2nd round since, like, I don't know.
The new generation.
Since lockout year, right? So it's the first time we've done it in 5 years. We're giving them a little bit of slack.
Fair. The only way I would say no is because this is their 3rd year with some of these guys in the playoffs now, like for Suzuki, Caulfield, Philip Deneau has a crap ton of playoff experience.
Yes.
You will look at this and you'll look at the 5-on-5 points from the big guns and you'll be disappointed. Rick is getting some agreements. Lane Hudson's leading points on. Oh, yeah. Lane Hudson. Actually, you know what? There's a superstar for Montreal that has played well the entire playoffs.
100%.
Lane Hudson's been your best player by far.
He has, yeah.
Don't go to Steamboat.
Our viewers on Twitch.
Dan's going hardcore with the Leafs 12 decade. Yeah, really. Adam said it was for creativity. Better, but we can do better.
I can do better.
You guys aren't being creative enough. This is so weak. I'm so disappointed in some of you because you guys
wait.
So, Rick, I'm not talking to you. Can I but I just finish with what I'm saying, Rick? Can I finish with what I'm saying and then you can say your joke? Rick, okay. I'm not talking about you.
Fair enough.
I just want to say that Rick is being creative. Look at Rick. Rick is a good example of making funny jokes about the Leafs. You guys want to make fun and go, ha, 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 the Leafs, but like I can make better jokes about the Leafs than you guys. You guys are terrible at this. You guys want to be Leaf haters so badly, but you're terrible at it. Awful at it. I can do a better job. A Leaf fan should not be doing a better job of making fun of their own team, which I know I can, but you guys can't. It's weak. It's bad. It's weak. It's lame. And you know what? It's not enjoyable. You know, your hate makes me sad. It makes me want to cry because it's just weak. It's bad. Rick makes me want to laugh. You guys make me want to cry with your hate.
Wait till you hear what I found out.
It's sad. Okay, let's go, Rick. I want to hear this.
So, since Toronto has won, the first McDonald's was opened up in 1967. The first handheld calculator was created, nicknamed Caltech. The first ATM machine came out, and the first Super Bowl was played in January of '67, and the first release of the Rolling Stones magazine came out in public.
Wow.
This is the strive that you guys should be having. Like, it's just so weak. It's just so bad. So bad. Rick, that was actually pretty funny.
This one's a good one here. What's the difference between a Toronto Maple Leafs and a cigarette vending machine? The vending machine is players.
Oh! Boom! Shots
go.
fired!
There's some creativity. There you go. Dan and Funfish, you can learn from Rick and from Owen here. Your hate is weak. Your hate is weak. At the end of the day.
Jacob with the Santa Claus hat on.
Jacob, Christmas is a very long time away.
Do you know why Jacob's has the Santa Claus hat on in May? It's because he's been asking Santa so long to bring home the Stanley Cup. He's trying so hard to be good to Santa that he's getting ready early, putting on in May.
No,
that's how desperate he wants.
My Christmas wish is for 200 subscribers.
Oh, yes. Sir, I need 200 subscribers. It's like the Christmas shoes.
But no, I will say though, give all credit to the Buffalo Sabres tonight. They came out, they came, they saw, they
dominant
conquered.
game. Dominant game. It was a great game for Buffalo. And Jacob, you called. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Dan, go ahead, bud.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, for people who are new here tonight, Jacob has been calling it all year that Buffalo is an underrated team, and Buffalo is better than what people think. He said that even in the season before they were dominating first in the conference.
So yeah, I mean, I've said it for a while. I thought the Buffalo Sabres just hadn't figured out how to win yet, and I think now they're starting to figure out how to win. My big concern of Buffalo is still the goaltending. I just don't know between UPL and Lyon who's going to be able to make saves. But I mean, great interesting comment here. Both great teams tonight for Buffalo. Tage Thompson and Quinn were all good tonight. I think that's a big thing too for Buffalo. Their star player stepped up.
They did, yeah. Dome got 0.02, I believe, too.
No, but it was realistically like Thompson and Benson and Darlene and Quinn. They all had really big games.
Yeah.
How many captains have the Leafs had
since? That's just not funny. That's just a question. You're asking a question.
Yeah, question, bro.
I think the Habs are. Yeah, I would agree with this, Dan. You know
it's
what?
A question. It's not funny. Teams. It's not a good. It's not a good burn.
I think the Habs and the Sabres are very comparable. They're behind. We're missing points of what? 3-4 points in between each other.
Okay, so to answer Funfish's question, they've had 10 since 60.
That's a lot less than I thought it was going to be. To be honest. Yeah,
you had George Armstrong from 57 to 69.
Yep.
Dave Keon from 69 to 75. Daryl Sittler from 75 to 81. Rick Vive from 81 to 86. Yeah. Rampage from 89 to 91. Clark from 91 to 94. Gimler from 94 to 97. Sundin from 97 to 08. From 08 to 09 to 2010, they must have not had any.
Yeah, they didn't.
And then Dion Phaneuf was 10 to 16. Veris was 19 to 24. And now Austin Matthews.
Wow.
Yeah, Owen, I do agree with this comment here. I think Sabres and Canadiens are very even, but how will they compare to Carolina?
Yeah, I don't think they
I will say that is the real test.
I don't think they either one could be Carolina, to be honest.
I will say too, even if you lose to Carolina, if you're Buffalo or Montreal, if you put up a good series, I think fans will be happy and hopefully not riot the streets.
Oh yes, that's for sure.
Oh, that would be
Montreal
good.
was so overrated. What took Buffalo so long to snap out of this? Montreal was never good, never a threat. Whoa, Alvin, welcome to the desk, by the way. And Dan, what should Alvin do?
Well, please subscribe to the channel. We are only 5 subscribers away from hitting 200. We're trying very hard to hit 200. Yes, we're trying only 200 subscribers. We're trying very hard to hit 200 subscribers. And like this roundtable discussion, we do all kinds of cool content. So please join the community. And to all the loyal viewers of the community have been commenting, liking, and sharing. Thank you so much, everyone. We couldn't do it without you. We got amazing new stuff coming out soon. And the more we can build the algorithm, the more we can do for all of you. So let's go. Woo!
Absolutely. But Alvin, I would say no offense, and hopefully, you enjoy the content. Montreal has certainly been a threat. I can't say Montreal's not a threat. I mean, I think Montreal, I've been saying it a lot. Montreal fans have been underrating Buffalo. I think this is one of the first times in our comment section, at least, a Buffalo Sabres fan is underrating a Montreal Canadiens team. The Montreal Canadiens team is very good, and I think they're a team that can beat anyone when they're playing the right way. Will they play the right way in Game 7, or will they play like they did in Game 6? That's the $1 million question, which I don't have $1 million, so I can't answer it. But they've certainly been a threat. And yeah, I kind of agree with Fun Fish here. Alvin, never a threat. They're going to Game 7 in round 2. Where's the fudge?
Where's the fudge?
Sabres top 2 players of all time in the playoffs. Well, I think it's got to be Ryan Miller. He's got to be up in that conversation. And didn't Hasek play for Buffalo, or am I crazy?
Yeah, Hasek did.
Oh, what about LaFontaine?
LaFontaine. Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!
That was one of the best moments in Buffalo Sabres history, but I don't think Brad May, as much as I love you, I don't think he's one of the best players in Buffalo Sabres history.
Alvin's getting roasted in the comments. Alvin and the Chipmunks. But again, hopefully you subscribe because, we do a lot of great content here. Alvin, how can you say that when the last time Sabres won the Cup, Cup never, Montreal Canadiens won, and they didn't win in 24?
They haven't won. Oh, no, they've won 24.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. And again, I apologize for not answering any good comments in French. Unfortunately, none of us...
We don't know any French.
I think that's
Unless
French.
Rick knows French. Rick, do you know French?
No, but I've been translating it on my screen, so that's how I knew it was French.
Oh.
What does it say?
I love that.
What did it say, Wick?
So the 1244 comment says manage. I manage 9. Don't know what he manages, but apparently
That doesn't make any sense.
And then the comment at 1243, I won't even mention.
Oh, was it very explicit?
Yes.
Viewer discretion is advised. Whoa,
Alvin's
Montreal ain't crap. Overrated as fudge. They're too small, no discipline. They have no answers, and Buffalo goes full shutdown. They need to rebuild.
Wow.
Okay, I do kind of get the 9-shot comment. I brought that up too.
But you need to get bigger up front. We did say that in the show earlier.
Sorry, I'm reacting to what Rick just said in our private.
Here's a tough question: how many radio podcasters?
Oh, God.
Way too many. Alvin's really digging in.
Laughs in the group chat, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Buffalo.
I don't know if that was indignant.
I will say, Alvin, I do agree with this. I think Buffalo is a better team than Tampa, and I said that going into the series because there was a lot of people who said once Montreal beat Tampa, Dan, I think you were one of them, that they were just going to have a breeze to the Eastern Final.
I thought they did, yeah.
And I'm like, well, you got to remember, Buffalo was a better team than Tampa all year.
True.
Buffalo, though, look, their goaltending has been the huge question mark. It really just depends between UPL and Lyon, or maybe they bring up Devin Leave. I don't know what the hell they do. Can someone stop a puck?
I think they should start Devin Levi in Game 7. I said they should have started him in Game 6. I say give him the damn puck. Give it to him. Start him in Game 7.
I mean,
and you know what? See what happens.
He let in 9 goals in 3 games in the AHL. I don't know if I would start him.
Yes, I just want chaos at the end of the day. That's all I want. I want chaos.
Buffalo is bigger and way more skill. Montreal's bootleg. I don't think they're a bootleg version of Tampa.
That is
I think though Tampa, I do agree that Buffalo's better than Tampa. I don't agree that Montreal's a bootleg version of Tampa.
Do you know who Montreal reminds me of? Is Carolina. I think Carolina is further in the process. I think that's why Carolina is a better team than Montreal right now. But Montreal's a fast, young, chippy team.
They don't remind me of Carolina at all.
No, okay.
No. Montreal reminds
There's a difference between Montreal and Carolina. They can called Anderson.
Yeah, it's true.
Habs needing to rebuild as wide. Yeah, I agree with you, Funfish. That's a crazy comment. But Alvin, we do appreciate your opinions here in the comment section. We love them.
We love the crazy takes. We say all kinds
and that's one thing too. As long as we do it respectfully and not, making fun of anyone, we're all for it. Like we wanna have good conversations.
Yeah, somebody commented.
Montreal, Dan, kind of reminds me. Interesting comment there from Adam. Not you, Adam, different Adam in the comment section.
What?
Montreal kind of
Okay.
reminds me
Hey, don't
of
ruin
the
my
San
good
Jose
name.
Sharks of like the mid 2000s.
Don't go ruining the good
Or maybe
name.
the Anaheim
Adam
Ducks.
name.
Okay. Well, I just gotta say, Adam Butt here. Welcome to the Analyst Decks. As you are a new viewer.
You sure you want to add it? Are you
And,
sure you want to introduce Adam Butt into this play?
Yeah, we introduce everyone, right? So welcome to the Analyst Decks. We love this roundtable discussion. Please subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 200 subscribers here. We're trying to hit it. We only need 4 more to go. And, it helps build the algorithm. I mean, we can do more for all of you. And thank you so much, all the loyal viewers and comments, been liking and sharing. We love it all. And thank you, everyone.
And yeah, Adam, we need to take a nice picture of Adam when he turns off his camera. We still see his beautiful
What
face.
he said, what?
Jacob, send me the picture that you took today. Oh, wait, I have the picture you sent me from today.
What he said,
I'll
what?
get it on the mic. Shh, Dan. Shh. Sweet Dan. Sweet, loving Dan. Shh.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alvin. I still don't agree with you calling them a
Alvin,
bootleg
you're
Tampa.
crazy.
I
You're
can see
crazy.
you saying they tried in some ways to copy the Tampa motto, except I don't think they did, because I think they built Vasilevsky out, and Dobas is no Vasilevsky.
True.
That's wild.
McKenna,
What you said, Rick?
McKenna might not even be in the NHL next year, guys. You gotta remember that. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I was saying we have Adam's butt in the chat. Are we gonna have Adam's feet by the end of the night?
No, we will never see Adam's knee.
Yeah, it's gonna take.
At least we got to see his knee.
You saw my knee.
I have a question for you guys. So earlier we were discussing in our group chat the whole thing about trades. I think Adam, you brought it up about the Quentin Hughes.
Yes.
So my question is, you have Foligno and you have Nick Foligno and Matt Zuccarello, both making 4 to 4.5. They're free agents this year, but they're also 38. I know there's some money there, but do you think Minnesota would throw out an extra $17 million to re-sign Hughes?
Yes. I think Quinn Hughes might actually take, if he really wants to be in Minnesota, I think he might take less to stay in Mini.
And I think
now I've always thought he might go to New Jersey just because he wants to play with his brothers. But if not, I would think he would take less if he needs to. I don't think he'll ask for 17, which is apparently what he wants, is 17 million. I don't think he'll ask for it. Maybe he'll ask for a little bit less than 17, but if I'm Minnesota, I would think, despite the cap going up, if you really want to give Quinn Hughes $17 million and him be tied for the highest paid player in hockey, I would think about it. But I think it would be quite a lot of money to put into 2 players.
I mean, we did it before with Ryan Sutter and pardon my French, and Zach Parise. Look how that turned out.
And it didn't work.
That's true.
So Habs are going to win next game 6-4.
Dan, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to laugh if that score is reversed for the Sabres. I will laugh my head off because you just cursed your own team. That would be pretty funny.
If the Habs get the first 3 goals, they will win. Everyone wants Hughes to join his brothers in New Jersey, please. I actually don't. I don't see Quinn Hughes wanting to go to that dumpster fire of an organization. I think he stays in Minnesota. I think he stays. I'm gonna say 15 million a year over 5 years is what Quinn Hughes will get, and I think he's worth it. Go ahead, Dan.
I always think that would be crazy. I think Connor McDavid has set the new standard in the NHL. And I think for franchise players that want to win the cup, that magic number is between 12 and 13. I don't like 13, I'll say 14. It's between 12 and 14 million because McDavid's at 12.5. So I think Quinn Hughes, if he stays in Minnesota or wants to win a cup somewhere, I think he will sign as low as 12 or 14 million for 3 years. You got 3 years to win a cup, and that's it. And yeah, I like this comment from Owen about New Jersey. You look at it, you got Sheldon Keefe, who was a dumpster fire of a coach in Toronto. You got Sonny Malhotra, his name is, who is a rookie GM. I mean, this is bloody New Jersey. You know, it's like
New Jersey.
Well, I mean, I'm sure New Jersey has just nice spots, right? But I mean, if people want to go somewhere for geography reasons, it's not New Jersey, you know. If they like go Miami and Florida. If they like go
and Dan, you
California,
think people go to Minnesota for no offense to Minnesota, but do you think Minnesota is really a destination spot too?
And I think that's why
100%. I agree with you, Adam. It's not, but it's a good franchise and dominant players, right?
Ooh, good lord!
What's happened?
My I spare mic fell.
Oh,
I think Matthews.
I'm answering this. Sorry,
I'll answer this. I don't think Matthews is going to. I don't think you'll see a long-term deal for Matthews this year. I think if he stays in Toronto, he's going to give them a year to see what they do, and go from there. Can't see Quinn going there. Quinn, you mean going to Minnesota? I don't see, or going to New Jersey. Sorry, yeah,
probably New Jersey because he's in Minnesota. To answer the question, do you think Matthew stays long term? No, I don't think he stays long term in Toronto. I think Matthews has 2 years on his contract left currently. And back in the day, we saw rental players get moved over time, and they would get moved on the year the contract's about to end. However, in past, I would say 3 to 5 years, the rental player is not as common as valuable as it used to be. Like Quinn Hughes, for example, right? They got Quinn Hughes with term still of another year. So if Matthews only having 2 years left, he does have a no move because it's not going to be easy to move him. But if you are going to move him between now and next year, is the time to move him because you will move him and you'll still have term.
By the way, I want to go to Owen's comment here, and no offense, Minnesota. I think we really saw this come to fruition when Eriksson Ek got hurt.
Yeah.
And Adam, you actually really said this, saying, you know, you thought that Minnesota desperately needed to bring in
Jacob. And when did I say this? When did I say Minnesota had forward depth issues? When did I say that? I said that all the way back when we did our video, and I said I told you all. Now I wasn't completely right because they got out of the first round. Of course, because you guys, you, Dan, and Lane weren't particularly pleased by me saying that I didn't think Minnesota were the best team out of the three. I didn't think they were the second best team out of three. I was wrong about that, and I'm perfectly fine with being wrong about that. But my concern was always their forward depth, and I was very right about that. The forward depth just wasn't there, and that was a big concern heading into these playoffs. And I was really concerned about it because they ran into a team who had just better depth all around in Colorado, and they stayed around in those games, and I applaud Minnesota for doing that. But that is a big concern. That is something they're going to need to address in the summer. They can't go into next season with the same issues.
Yeah, Daninoff has been incredible. I mean, we'll say, I know he hasn't scored a lot of goals, but he's getting a lot of chances.
I really like his Daninoff.
It's the same reason why I didn't like the Quinn Hughes trade was because I thought
Did you seriously ask Rick if he's going to watch a CFL game?
So I'm live streaming that over on my channel, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Rick will be doing a live watch along at the analyst desk. I mean, not at the analyst desk, at Hamilton Sports Central. Sorry, Rick, I'm tired.
So
that's okay.
I have a question. Since you guys brought up Minnesota, I want to relook at this trade. June 22nd of 2022, Minnesota traded Kevin Fiala to
that's
LA for Brad Faber and a first-round pick. First-round pick didn't manage it to be anything. But do you think LA is kicking their butts?
Wait, who is it for again? Was it Brock Faber?
It was Kevin Fiala to LA.
Yeah,
Fader.
Good night. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us.
And a first-round pick, which their first-round pick didn't manage anything. But do you think LA Kings are kicking their butt because of that?
Man, I would think so. Kevin Fiala is such a good player. I would think so because that is tough when you're looking back at how good Kevin Fiala is now. Like that's a tough trade. That is a tough trade to look back at.
Who did they trade for Fiala again? You said it was Brock Faber?
And 22 first-round pick. It was Liam.
It's tough, but Faber's a great player for them. But it is definitely tough with how good Kevin Fiala is when he's of course, healthy because he isn't healthy right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely is like very tough when you look back at like especially their forward depth. But I think Kevin Fiala, I think Brock Faber is a
like frogs in
phenomenal.
the chat.
Yeah, literally.
Phenomenal player, though. Yeah, who's the
Let's
frog
go
that you're?
Buffalo. Welcome back, Ryan. Always good to see you at the desk.
Yes.
Faber and a first, mini wins. The only thing I will say, though, is it's tough, right? Because you say Minnesota needs more forward depth. Maybe they should have kept Fiala. But Brock Faber and Quinn Hughes was arguably one of the best defensive pairings in the playoffs.
Literally.
So, actually, I would argue it's a trade that worked out for both teams because Kevin Fiala has been a real difference maker in LA. And I actually think that Colorado series may have won. I don't think LA would have won, but with Fiala, they might have won a couple games at least. That might have been a bit of a different series with Kevin Fiala in there. So the Breadman wasn't the only goal scorer.
I'm sorry. I've never seen two people comment where Connor McDavid should go. This one from Lane and Dan saying, what about McDavid in Montreal? And I'm just shaking my head because I'm like, neither of those places makes any sense for either player. Either like McDavid is going. If McDavid's going anywhere, he's going to a sunny state, and he's going. I think he's going to LA.
Utah.
I still think he's going to LA. I think he's going to go and join Artemi Panarin. That's where I think he's going to go. I still think he's going to go there.
Holy cow!
That would be disgusting.
I would actually like to see. I would personally love to see Connor McDavid to Utah. I think that Utah team.
That's where Matthews is going.
No, he's not.
Oh my gosh!
He's going to go to Vegas.
And it begins.
I don't even want to. I'm getting tired of this Matthews card.
I gotta say, the viewer that doesn't like frogs, welcome to the desk. And
I will mention one thing.
Though. I hit 200 subscribers.
Dan is just plugging while other people are trying to talk.
I will mention one thing is if Matthews does get traded, they will not get what he's worth.
No, they won't.
No, nobody really does get what players are worth. Like Vancouver got nowhere near what. Like Hughes, like Vancouver got nowhere near what Hughes is worth. Either. And Hughes has been on top form.
I'm picking on the road's gonna come out to.
I did see about this fun fish, that the BC Lions that they're working on a new deal to stay where they are in BC Place. I'm sure they'll get that deal done.
Well, a lot of it has to do. Adam has talked about on the show previously. It's a great comment about the MLS trying to move to Vancouver Whitecaps because that's the other team that plays in BC Place, right? If they lose the Vancouver Whitecaps, that will be a big factor with the Lions in BC Place. So hopefully they can figure it all out.
Yeah,
I hope the Whitecaps.
Don't take this the wrong way, and Adam, I don't mean this as a disrespect, but the Lions are a much bigger draw than the Whitecaps. So
I'm so confused.
No, I'm talking about.
Why would I take that in any offense?
I don't know. I was looking at myself. Like, what?
But I'm just saying, Jacob, I think the BC. You're more worried about the BC Lions.
No, Jacob. What I was saying was that. So they have two different leases, but you would hope Vancouver. I think the government's worried about losing it because you still get Vancouver Whitecaps are one of the best teams in the MLS. They get a good amount of crowd there. They don't get a good crowd. They're a very good team. That's why they sell a lot of tickets.
They normally sell 30,000 tickets?
Probably something like that. Right? They get good attendance because they're a good team. Like it's
fair.
It's would suck to lose either team for BC Place, but like BC Place, the deals that both teams have are probably not exactly profitable, but I don't think they should be focusing on just one team trying to get a deal done. If they lose the Whitecaps, that's still a lot of money they're losing.
No, it is. I'm just saying I think Vancouver, because especially the owner of the BC Lions, you really want to make sure that team stays because of all this. Like it's interesting. Amar Doman, the owner of the Lions, came out bluntly and said he's not worried about the team making money. Right. He wants to have a big team. He has money and he wants to do more for the community and build football in Canada. You're really concerned if the Lions don't have a place to play because of all the street festivals, all the work they do with downtown Vancouver, almost at downtown Edmonton. They don't do anything with downtown Edmonton. But let's get back to the comment section.
Well, there's no reason to be concerned for the Lions leaving, though.
Do you think the Winnipeg Jets have to get off get a new GM. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely. I'm not a fan of
100%.
Cheveldayoff at all. I think he's a dope.
Yeah, literally.
I think Rick could be the new GM of the Winnipeg Jets.
100%.
Look, he's already typing out the trades.
So I typed out his resume, bro. So I said it, and he's going to slide into LinkedIn DMs.
Utah could perhaps do what Colorado did after the move with McDavid.
No, Matthews is going to Utah.
Oh my gosh.
Matthews, it could be either or.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think, Adam? Do you think McDavid's staying in Edmonton next year?
I don't care. I don't care, to be honest with
doesn't
you.
care.
I
He's
could
turning into Chris.
No, it's not that it's like it's bad. I just don't like we're talking about this like he's going like it's like he's staying in Edmonton next year. Like I don't know why people think he's all of a sudden just like up and leaving because of this season, but he's going to stay at least next year. I can almost guarantee you that.
Oh, and I do agree with you, both Edmonton and Toronto need to make some big adjustments.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I thought you already went to bed, Rene, but I'll see you maybe.
I'll see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining. Isidore, I'm not quite sure what you mean, but
it's the government. The government in BC is crap. Basically, they're not doing a good job.
Yay! It's time for CFL conversation.
Got my Grant jersey up from the Argos.
I will say this, and if you want to hear more about it, Rick and I did a very in-depth video on the new playoff format. We talked about expansion in that. The new playoff format is to build up towards CFO expansion. So yes, the CFO should expand. I think it'll happen in the next 3 to 5 years.
I've talked about it a lot in previous episodes where we were kind of a newer channel, but I think the CFL has to expand to 10 teams. This was in line to happen before the disappearance of the award in 2019. I can't say the word, and it got delayed because of that, and it has to happen now. They have a go at Halifax. The Spooners have to come and get going, and I think after that, you got to put a team in Quebec City. And I think you need to put one other team somewhere and boost it up to about 12 teams. I would say even like, what's another team? City. Like,
Laval, Quebec City, London.
I always say Quebec City. I said Halifax and Quebec City. So I guess somewhere in the West to make it all even out. But, I think a 12-team league would be awesome.
What Rick, when we were talking expansion before, what cities were you kind of thinking for CFO expansion?
I will say the next one will be out east.
Yeah.
I want to say probably Halifax or Laval.
Yeah.
If they build a new stadium in Halifax, they're going to do it not just for soccer, but for because they got to put one in the east to make it geographically fair.
100%.
Yeah, I do think too. London might be a good possibility too. London, Fanshawe Falcons draw pretty good attendance from what I've been hearing. Western gets really good attendance. London's also got good attendance with their U18 football with the Junior Mustangs. So like London's a big football city. I think the funniest one I heard, a friend of mine thought Burlington could get a CFO team. I'm like, no, that's way too close to Hamilton.
What? I'm sorry, Jacob. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know my Saskatchewan geography.
Very true, Isidore. Lions owner really is trying to make a difference.
He really is. He's done a great job. Very creative marketing.
Yeah, it was 50 cents at the home opener last year, which was awesome.
That was amazing.
Go ahead, Dan.
Because you had like Regina and Saskatoon are your two major cities in Saskatchewan, right? Where
that was a struggle for you, Jake.
I know there's like a Daniel, I believe you're a new viewer too. So welcome to the Analyst Decks. If you like this roundtable discussing about CFL, NHL, kinds of cool stuff, MLB, NBA, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 200 subscribers. We're very close. We need 5 more to do it. And thank you so much, all loyal viewers, with the comments, likes, and shares. Builds the algorithm, but we can do more for you. People have a lot of great new stuff on your way. So thank you so much, everybody.
Did you just see how quickly Dan flipped from what he was talking about? Dan was like, I'm done with what I'm talking about. This ain't important. It's time
it's important to build the community, right?
It's time to plug. It's plugging time.
It's important to build the community. But, I just want to say, between Regina, Saskatchewan, and Saskatoon, there's about a
Windsor's not a bad
2 or
spot
3
either.
hour drive.
Yeah.
And I don't remember for the life of me where the Rough Riders are located. But I think they could put another team in the opposite city.
Oh, you're right. It was Snoop Dogg last year. Thank you, Daniel. I forgot. It was
Yes. 50 cents at the home opener, I believe.
Snoop Dogg. It's the mother trucking D-O-double-G.
Because he's a big football fan and a big CFL supporter.
Yeah, Winnipeg. And also, Winnipeg's profit would have been a lot higher, but they spent a boatload of money on the Grey Cup week, which all the power to them. Winnipeg's already looks like they're going to probably sell out every game again this year, too, which is awesome to see. Banjo Bowl's already sold out. Home openers already sold out.
I think they already did. But where are the Rough Riders?
Our game is the provincial natural outdoor for sure. My story match is survival experience. Yeah, it really is. Yes, thank you, Daniel. 2024.
Oh, my bad. That's right. Yes, it was.
Yeah, so where would they expand, Dan? We're kind of talking like Windsor, but Windsor wouldn't be a bad spot. London, but probably more like either Halifax, Laval, or Quebec City. Those are probably your realistic. I've also heard some rumors about Moncton.
Oh.
What?
Moncton, New Brunswick.
So my mistake. The Rough Riders play in Regina. So I think the other city they should play in is Saskatoon.
It's Calgary this year, Funfish, which I was surprised with the stadium drastically needing to be updated. That was in Calgary.
I know. I was thinking that too. And you think about we're building a new stadium soon. Oh,
yeah, and Lane, I can totally see this point too. Go ahead, Rick.
I was gonna say they're doing Calgary this year, Saskatchewan the year after, and then you can watch. They'll come back to the East.
I think
I don't know because Ottawa's renovating their stadium. Olympic Stadium. I don't even think that they could hold. I don't even know what it holds if they would even be able to host one there.
Olympic Stadium.
BMO's BMO.
What's that? Olympic Stadium in?
No, where the Alouettes play. If it's up to CFL standards to host the Grey Cup.
No, but they have that indoor stadium they're working on, Olympic Stadium.
Used to play there years ago.
I see a comment here saying about Victoria, BC. I forgot about Victoria. That'd be a fantastic place because when they do their summer games in Halifax was for the East, and then for the Atlantic, and then the Pacific it was in Victoria on Vancouver Island. So that would be a great spot too. Yeah, in Quebec City, we were just talking before you joined us here, Daniel. We were just talking about Quebec City being a great spot for a CFL expansion team.
Also,
going to Victoria would be interesting. Victoria would be because it would just be right across the on the ferry.
That's right.
That's what I was thinking of.
No,
I think McGill needs
the only way to Victoria is through the
and just to answer everyone's question about Olympic Stadium for potential Grey Cup, if the renovations are done in time, Olympic Stadium for baseball holds between 43 to 46,000. Football, it's around the same. Maximum capacity is 56,000.
I knew it was big. I forgot it was that big.
It can actually hold a very, very large. It was originally built for Olympic events, but later became home Montreal Expos and hosted CFO games, concert, monster truck events, and more. So they are renovating it. Maybe that's where the Grey Cup's going to go in the next 3 years, especially if that speed train gets built too from Toronto to Montreal. That could make things very interesting.
Which has been approved. This is going to take years to get done.
I went to a game at Empire Field in 81, courtesy of 7-Eleven.
For for 2.5 gigahertz.
That'd be cool.
Gigabytes, I mean.
Reason for that, Lane, is because all the stadiums can't have sponsors.
Right. Yeah, you're not allowed to. FIFA doesn't allow sponsors on any of if you watch back any World Cup, they don't even call the stadium by their name. FIFA, FIFA related event doesn't allow any of that. It's all their own sponsor. It's FIFA sponsored basically. Yeah. So it's Toronto. So BC. So I mean not BC, but BMO Field is just now Toronto Stadium. It'd be the same thing with like
Original name.
Mercedes-Benz would just be like Atlanta Stadium or something like that. Any
Right.
stadium with like a
fuck
branded
that,
name
yeah.
is gone. Like all the branding too is like removed. You're not allowed to have any branding on your stadium. You're not allowed to have branding anywhere in the stadium. It's just all FIFA stuff. I don't even, because
And
Vancouver hosts more games. That's why.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Daniel's got a great point here too. It's the BC Lions, not the Vancouver Lions. So like, it's not like BC is going to be very easy to put an expansion team in there.
That's a great
Yeah.
point. I didn't think of
I think
that.
instead the BC Lions are going to try to do more like touchdown, maybe Burnaby, and to kind of try to do those depending on how that goes.
Well,
Unlike Toronto, they're still getting damn home games to start the season. So
I seen Burnaby in the comments. I don't see Burnaby. And the reason why is I've been to Vancouver a few times. I worked at Canadian Auto
Yes, they
shows
will.
and traveled
Burnaby's-
the country.
Yeah, I will.
Burnaby
Lang,
is
they will go back.
practically a part of Vancouver. It's kind of like Mississauga, Toronto. Right? I think it's a little too close. But Victoria Island, I could see happen. But
Nope.
yeah, the naming
Sault
rights
Ste.
of the
Marie, let's go.
club- Yes, he's
The
able to-
stew.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But no,
No, but yes, Lang, the logos will be going
more
back
about
on.
CFO expansion. Head back over to Rick and I did a great episode on the playoff format, and we talked about how that playoff format will lead to expansion. So, because we're trying to see the bigger picture there.
Oh,
but
there goes Jacob plugin as well. So Jacob plugin, yeah, Dan plugin all the time. Like,
Where's your plugin, Adam?
I'm not gonna be doing any
But
of
don't
that.
ask Adam where his plug is. That's a personal question.
Oh, Dan! Oh, why?
Dan just lost
why?
screen privileges.
Oh my god. Dan always gotta make it weird. Dan always gotta bring in the
That would be
weird.
some nasty.
That would be, yeah, that's no.
I can see what it is.
Do you have enough stadiums down the East Coast? No, we would need the stadium. Would need to be
No.
built.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
no.
would be.
The stadium would need to be, or it would need to be like the current stadium would need to be renovated.
Naughty, yes.
Stadium.
Well, it's
Did
not-
you look at? Did Jacob? Don't bring up Lane's comment, but Dan, look at Lane's comment from before, the one
Yes.
above.
Okay, now here's the interesting thing, though. Okay, so in Laval, they do have Laval Rouge, the football program there at the University of Laval. That stadium has held up to 20,000 people with standing room. It's 12,700, can be expanded to 18 to 20,000 with standing room. Record attendance was 20,900 in 2024. You could renovate that stadium enough where you could probably get 15 to 16,000, and then that could be a good CFL stadium at least to start.
True, 100%. Nothing wrong with that.
Right? So I honestly think Laval's your best bet. I really do. I think Laval is where the next team will be. Then you're going to get that instant rivalry with the Montreal Alouettes. It'll be a bit closer for the East Coast for fans in New Brunswick and Halifax and PEI and Newfoundland. Because it's just you have a stadium there that's already almost close enough that I think you could expand it to get to that 16, 17,000 fan range, which I think could work.
Mhm.
Let's get back to some comments here that's not about furry friends. Yes, the Lions own the rights to all BC, meaning the Lions have to get permission to expand another team to BC, which won't happen. I agree, Daniel.
Great
Thank
point.
you for all the great comments, Daniel, by the way.
The
And
The
we do
next
talk a lot of
comment-
CFL here on this channel. So if you're into CFL,
the
NHL,
next
round
comment,
table-
Jacob, that's actually technically not true about Halifax because Hamilton had an OHL outdoor game and we have less than 30,000.
True.
True, that's true. Yeah.
BMO Field also had an NHL Winter Classic, and they have less than 60. By the way.
Centennial Classic, not a Winter Classic.
Same thing, different
Same
name.
thing.
No,
It's outdoor
not
hockey
the
game.
same thing, Jacob.
No,
Halifax
it's
will be the next
not.
NHL
Two
team in
different
Canada.
words.
Words are hard. Does the East Coast have big enough stadiums for just 4? What about 5? Okay. Again, I
Six,
think
seven?
I think we've already answered this question from.
yeah, stadiums, Dan, would need to be built. But like I said, I think your closest one is at Laval, at the University of Laval. We need to support minor ball. Absolutely. Support minor sports. Host Canadian Cup tournament.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with you, Isidore. Let's support local sports.
100%. That's why we love talking CFL on here.
If the CFL got another Western team, I say Saskatoon.
Yes, that's what I was saying earlier. I think it'll be a great spot for them.
So next expansion will be east so that they can level the standings.
Yeah, I think so too, which is why, unless you put it in the west and move Winnipeg to the east.
Why would you move Winnipeg to the east?
Winnipeg was the eastern team at one point. They were in the east at one point years ago.
I feel like that's so much further west than like Saskatchewan is.
No, Saskatchewan's further west than Winnipeg. Adam, get a map.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done.
Honestly,
I haven't looked at a map of Canada.
And no, Dan, again, your closest would be Laval, which again, you'd need to do some work to it, but you could get there at least as a temp stadium until you can build something better.
Isn't university football big in Laval?
Yes, which is why I'm saying your seating capacity is 12,750, standing capacity is 20,000. That could work.
Yeah, for sure.
Tempo 1 and 2 to start the year. It's time for Nurse to sit down and put those shoes away.
Damn.
That's harsh. I mean,
you know what? No, it's going to take a new team like that some time to find their rhythm.
Yeah, I'm a big supporter of the Toronto Temple like starting up. I think it's really cool to see women's sports building off. Yeah. No problem. Same with the PWHL, big news. Hamilton Wick will be talking about a lot on his channel. Make sure you follow him on Hamilton Sports Central.
Right now they have a five phase expansion. So I'm just trying to put my head around it before I do a video.
Okay, but it is coming, right? With the Hamilton,
it is coming.
With the Hamilton PHL team.
Do you guys think of the Argos moving somewhere else? Okay, so this is one.
No,
this is a very loaded question. I can see the idea because of the attendance issue. It would never happen because there's way too much history of Toronto and the Argos, one of the oldest sports franchises in Canadian history.
You know what I think's going to happen? One of the other Toronto teams will leave town.
Oh, which one? The Walk? I think the Rock's
already left town. The Rock's already out.
Yeah, but officially, they got to name it the Hamilton Walk.
They're not going to do that, though.
Mind you, I think Daniel, and this is, three of us are Argo fans here. Rick from Hamilton Sports Central is a Cat fan.
He is a season ticket holder of the Argos, though, like the rest of us.
I would say
I go through a buddy to get my season tickets.
I would say, though, for Toronto, I think if they just marketed the damn product better, I do honestly think more people would go. And the fans that are there are super passionate. Like, there's no denying that. But I do agree. I don't think you need to move the team, but I do agree what you're doing marketing-wise to get butts in seats is not working. So, I do agree.
One other thing, and I'm going to piggyback you on, not only marketing, but selling your merch all year round.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
I totally agree with that, Wick. That's a big fault.
And the real sports store needs to actually go by their hours, because Dan and I have literally gone down there when it says it's open. They said there were sales, and then they were closed.
Yes, I know. Very frustrating. Like, we went down to Toronto specifically just to get Argo stuff, and the store was closed. It's like, and we called ahead of time. And we called, like, when we open it, we don't know. Like, how do you not know when you work?
Great seeing all Canadian final in the PWHL.
Yes, that's pretty amazing.
Especially some of that. I don't know if you guys saw the MPP triple overtime one-timer goal. That was beautiful.
I did. It's the first time a Canadian team will win, and the first new winner because Minnesota's won it twice.
So you are passionate, but this year with the World Cup, I do agree with this as well. It's really the Argos did not handle the World Cup well at all. It was terrible. Like, the BC Lions did a much better job of finding neutral sites and trying to make it a marketing tool, where I think the Argos could have done the same. As went, we'll have a home game in Hamilton, which will not feel like a home game at all. I don't know. I don't think Toronto handled that very well at all. I've had some pretty big rants about it already, but
yeah, don't get Jacob started because I don't want to hear Jacob moan about it again. It's very
no, but it's a good point, right? I mean, to put a home game for the Argos in Hamilton and another one in Saskatchewan, another one in Winnipeg makes no sense. I mean, why not play one at York?
Now we got Dan going.
No, but it's true. Why not play one at York University? York University is a big stadium in Downsview Park. Why not play one there? Why not? I don't know if you can do the Sky Dome anymore, but I mean, I think there are other options of what they did. It's gotta be, why not put one in London? Why not put one in Queen's University in Kingston when Ottawa does their preseason? There's so many options, right? And it's not that Alberta, not that, the places they put from are bad. It's just that as me as a season ticket holder, I'm not going to travel to Winnipeg for game 5 of the regular season. I just can't do it.
Why not?
I would if I could, but I can't. So
let's go, Dan. Analyst desk road trip. I can finally go on an airplane for the first time in my life.
Road trip.
Yeah, I would love to do it, Jacob. Like, let's do it. I would love to do it. But
and Fun Fish, I see your comment here. Yeah, Lane did a live stream earlier in the day. We're trying to divide and conquer a little bit more. Unfortunately, we cannot be on air, all of us, at once for 9 hours a day. But we are trying to divide and conquer a bit more. I know, Rick, you do it, but you're just a crazy mother trucker.
I wasn't aware we were supposed to be on for 9 hours, but
we are trying to expand our content more where we're splitting duties up so we can try to cover the most content we possibly can. And I'm sure Lane's voice is running dry at this point.
Yeah.
So Dan, so this Dan, not you, Dan, but his last comment asking if the PWHL could work in Winnipeg. It could potentially work, but the issue is they won't get a team so their plan was to expand to 12. As far as I know, their plan was to expand to 12, get to 12, and then stay at 12 for a while. They wanted to get a good amount of teams, which was 12. And then so they're adding one more team. They're adding one more team. It will more than likely not be in Winnipeg because it won't be. It won't probably be in Canada, I would assume.
It'll be in an American city.
But they wanted to add the 12th team, and then they want to stay on that. Winnipeg, I don't know. I also don't think they're going to be able to get into Canada Life Arena would be the issue. That would be the main issue, was where they would be able to play. Maybe they would play where Manitoba plays. Their AHL team plays, maybe that would be another option, but it's more so about the arenas and stuff. And I think there's more cities in front of them than there are. I just don't think they'll get a team anytime soon, even when they start expanding again.
Yeah, even Cambridge, where the Argos could have went to, they have a decent football stadium there. And I mean, I get sight lines are tough at some of these. You'd have to find some with.
But it's one game.
No, but
Dan. No, Dan. But you're saying it's one game. There's broadcast standards that absolutely have to be met.
Okay, we played the Phoenix Coyotes in the arena of 5,000 people a whole season.
What you want, the broadcast standards were met.
But guys, who's to say that?
I heard it's huge.
It's huge. Yeah, but who's to say that? Who's to say that the MLSE didn't look into other options?
Maybe they did. I don't know.
Well, Dan, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Who's to say they didn't look into these options? These stadiums like York, that just because MLSE asks if they can use it doesn't mean they have to allow them to use it.
Yeah,
for sure. I get that.
Like same thing in London. Just because they asked Western if they could use it doesn't mean Western's going to let them use it. So who's to say that MLSE didn't approach any of them and they just didn't want to work with MLSE? That's a big thing as well.
I think the CFL could have done a better job, though, and used these opportunities to do like a touchdown Atlantic again or something along the touchdown Laval.
Too.
And the only thing is, I guess the turnaround was tight. But as Daniel's saying here, look, the games in Kelowna are already sold out, 20,000 fans each, right?
Yeah.
So
great pick. Great comment.
We probably will do some CFL live streams, Funfish. We haven't quite worked out that schedule. We do have a new schedule dropping. I'm probably going to be dropping it tomorrow with some new content coming out starting next week. So
actually, what we are going to do with CFL, if you're familiar with the channel, Lane and I have done some video game simulations in the past. Unfortunately, it'll be 4 downs instead of 3, but we have the CFL roster in college football of EA Sports, so we can simulate CFL games on the PlayStation 5 to help you with score predictions, gambling, fantasy leads, all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, even though it's 4 downs, we have the roster. So let us know. We would love to do that.
Don't tell Key it's 4 downs.
I know, but also, yeah.
And yes, Rick has some watch-along schedule as well. If you're looking for CFL watch-alongs over at
Rick's
Hamilton
watch-along is
Sports
amazing.
Central.
Hamilton. Subscribe to our channel, but also subscribe to Hamilton
contest,
Sports Central.
But College Football 26, the CFL rosters are in there. Closest we have right now.
Yes.
Build
So
up
the rules
soccer
are
in
different,
Canada. We
but-
screwed up hockey, in my opinion, as they kind of made it. Yeah, it is expensive now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what we continue to do in here. And again, we have lots of new content coming up at the analyst desk. And again, too, don't forget to check Rick out at Hamilton Sports Central. Give him a subscribe. Let him know that you came from the analyst desk. Just tell him something like Jacob says, "Have a nice weenus," and he'll know it's from us.
Weenus.
And
Not
Adam's
what you
not
think
always
he said,
right.
Weenus. That's me.
I think as sports tickets get more expensive, contracts get more ridiculous, TV and internet contracts get more lucrative, women's sports will suffer. Only so much money will go over. The only thing is about this comment, I'm going to flip this a little bit. As the other sports get more expensive and the PWHL is more affordable, will that flip that more fans go to that versus, let's say, a Leafs game because of the price point?
So
Yeah. PWHL is already very fun to watch anyways. Like,
Jake-
I think people have too big of expectations, though.
But I do
Just
get
so
what you're
that you
saying in this
know-
comment as well. Go ahead, Rick.
So center ice, I'm just going to compare the two new teams in Hamilton. So center ice for AHL is about $1,800 for the season, but you get your value for your dollar. I was looking the other day. I think they play 30 games, but I think 15 of the PWHLs at home, and it's $1,000 for the season for center ice.
Right.
Wow.
There's a lot more
Big
money.
difference, right?
But compare that to the Leafs for 15 games at center.
I
ice.
mean, the other thing too, as we're talking about different hockey leagues, the other thing Wick has been doing a lot of coverage on is the AHL with the new movement of the Widsport moving to Hamilton.
Yes,
so,
I'll be at that press conference next week.
so very cool news there, and of course
Lions are
Damari's
having a huge
being in the
Robertson's pretty
finals.
cool. I love that they do this too in Vancouver with all these like street parties that they do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Ottawa
to
does
see.
a great job at that too. If you ever go to a Red Blacks game, like the whole corridor area pretty much gets shut down, which is pretty awesome. Hamilton as well does a lot of great stuff. Toronto, you can buy a hot dog. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, the CNE game's cool, but it's nothing to do with the Argos. Just curious, Daniel. We have viewers from all over the world, all over the country of Canada. So you're so into CFL. Well, we're curious whereabouts in Canada you are, Daniel.
I'm
I think he said BC. I think he
Yeah,
already
I'm
said
thinking BC too, because he's talking a lot about BC. But
So,
I'm just curious.
Dan, even though you brought up the C&E, there is some disgusting food. I'm not gonna lie. At C&E.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know.
So Fun Fish,
Nice,
to
I
answer
love
your question,
Vancouver.
I normally go to 20 games a year between the two teams, and then one road game to Ottawa.
Yeah.
This year, I'm doing the 12 in Hamilton, the 6 in Toronto, and then the 1 in Ottawa, and then that will probably be it for the year because
Still a busy year.
to get tickets for the AHL team.
Like, still a busy year.
Yes.
Yeah, go to PWHL game behind the Vancouver bench at $70. See, that's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's a lot
great
cheaper.
price.
And it's, you know what? I'd say for anyone who hasn't given PWHO a try, it's
If
actually
they-
really entertaining. Like,
If
it's actually good hockey.
They play in the Rogers Center, don't they? In Vancouver, I'm pretty sure they do.
No.
No, they play in. Didn't they play where the they're? I don't think they play in Abbotsford.
Adam,
Oh,
But I think
Abbotsford,
they built a new arena for them, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
But I don't think they play in
in.
Abbotsford because they play in
So-
Vancouver.
I know they
pretty
play
sure.
in Vancouver, but
They-
the Rogers Center is where the Canucks play. I think they play.
But
in
I don't
Vancouver.
think they play at Rogers Center.
So
they
they
don't.
don't. They play out of an arena called Pacific Coliseum.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yes,
that makes
that is
sense.
the name
Okay.
of it, yeah.
Adam, you don't hate the Red Blacks, by the way, do you?
What? Why would I hate the Red Blacks? Is it because they're in Ottawa? No, I just have a strong dislike for the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah.
And I have a strong dislike for their superiority complex up there in Ottawa. Some of their fan base has a superiority
Without a
complex.
game day walk up as a part of CFL.
So that's my issue with Ottawa.
I do agree
you know
with that.
what?
Cheap food is something that can really help. Now, the Argos, now you can buy some tickets that include all-you-can-eat food, which I think is an interesting concept.
Yeah.
But they're expensive.
Yeah, I thought they were like $40.
No, so a buddy of now you're talking in Toronto?
Argos, yeah.
So a buddy of mine is 2 rows behind the away bench, and he's paying like $1,300 for the year.
Wow. For 6 games?
For 6 games. Now, is that including the all-you-can-eat food thing?
Yes.
Wow. That's
Okay, but you got to think it depends how much food you eat. Is he hungry?
Yeah.
Well, you guys did
Hey,
not
be
hear
eating a
about my
buffet,
Toronto
bro.
experience at the Jays game with all you can eat. So
I haven't done that yet at the Jays.
It's great hockey. Pacific Coliseum. It's on the PNE Old Canucks rink. Oh, nice.
Oh, okay, cool.
Dan, I'm not. So if you guys go to,
Why does Adam hate lumberjacks?
No, Funfish. I just hate you. Jeez, I feel like you just don't get the message I'm sending out here. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Pick on Adam night, like always.
No, it's more like Funfish is trying to pick on me, but he's kind of failing, and it's kind of just annoying at this point, you know. But it's also kind of just making me. It's not making me sad. It's making me want to laugh. Like, and it's so bad. It's so bad.
So what were you saying?
Yeah, so Daniel, so that's the same thing every year. You get to go into, even if you went to the game early, you can still go to the CNE before.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
We usually
Which is a good idea.
And just don't host the Ticats on there because it ruins our tailgating party in Toronto.
Yeah.
We bring fans.
Actually, do it a couple years ago. They had the Rough Riders at the CNE game in the Argos, and Jacob and I were saying that was the best time because we discovered as we talk to people at the CNE or even at Blue Jay games, a lot of people from Saskatchewan come to Toronto for the CNE weekend anyway. And I say, regardless if it's a hockey game, a football game, a basketball game, if it's in Canada or America, any sporting event you go to in North America, you will at least find one Saskatchewan Rough Rider fan. So they travel very well, and they want to see the CNE in Toronto. So I thought it was the best way to do the CNE because you had a lot of people go. Like, that attendance was like 20,000 people, which is a lot for an Argo game. I know the year after they did the Lions at a CNE game, but I don't think as many Lions fans travel for a CNE because they have the PNE, right? So very, very similar. But I hope they do the Rough Riders again.
Yeah, I mean,
Lions fans travel well too.
Also travel really well.
They do. Remember, we went to the Lions game in Hamilton last year, and we saw quite a few Lions fans in Hamilton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But French fries, I could.
French fries.
Question here: has anyone here never had poutine in their life? I met someone the other day that's never had poutine. Adam, you've never had? Oh my gosh, Adam.
Well, he is American.
I don't want poutine. Oh my god, Dan! Can you shut up about that? It has nothing to do with it. No, poutine just looks disgusting. I don't know.
That's
it just
fair.
looks. I don't know. It just looks.
But you know what?
You know what's better than a poutine?
A little bit
shawarma poutine.
Oh, shawarma.
I'm sure someone will watch F1 this week.
I follow F1 a little bit. I'm not an F1. I do love cars, as you know. I'm not an F1 expert, but I am so excited for Cadillac to be in F1. About time. I'm really hoping they have a good continue. I know it's the first season, but I hope
not laughing continue. At you, Dan. This comment.
No, I know it's awesome.
The noted Ab hater doesn't like poutine.
I gotta say,
no, I hate it specifically because of you. No, not because of the Habs, but specifically because of you. Everything I hate about Montreal is because of you and you only.
This is
the only reason.
This is a great question. This is a great question. So technically, we have the Indy, which is a step down from Formula One. Formula One in Canada is hosted in Montreal. The Indy's kind of like a minor league for Formula One. Technically, it's called the Toronto Indy, but it is hosted at the CNE, which of course CNE exhibition grounds, let's just say, which of course with the FIFA soccer they can't do it very this year. So this year they're moving the Indy to Markham at the Markham Fairgrounds. So it's about half an hour north of Toronto, north of Toronto. So north of Scarborough, if you know a GTA at all. So kind of a weird spot, in my opinion, a very weird spot for the Indy. I mean, it's probably the best they can do with the CNE, with FIFA being at the exhibition grounds, because like you can't close down Lake Shore and Front Street even for the Indy, right? I mean, it's going to be pretty crazy. So yeah, now whatever they do that permanently, I think are saying it's going to be a permanent move at Markham Fairgrounds. We'll see how the attendants do. I'm not buying it. I think it'll be back at the
this is very
what is it
very
called?
Grounds.
At the CND grounds in 2027. My bad. So it's
exhibition grounds. Or you can see the CNE grounds, and I'm like, that's not what it's called.
I knew it.
Well, no, I just don't like you. So you didn't know much, I guess.
I think Canada could win the game. I mean, Canada is definitely
division.
They have one game that's basically they should be Qatar. Qatar are not very good at the game. They're not very good. They should win that game. I would be honestly pretty embarrassed if they didn't. But like Switzerland would be hard, if I'm not mistaken. They're the other team. Then Bosnia will be a hard team to beat. But as long as they win, at least take points from Bosnia and at least a win from Qatar, the game against the Swiss won't matter. Anyways, so doesn't really make much of a difference if they take points from the other two games.
This is a really interesting comment. Dirt NASCAR. I mean, that's a new thing as popular as growing in states. NASCAR in Canada. I mean, I don't see it
maybe
as of yet. What I would like to see, and call me absolutely bonkers, but I think Canada could do very well with the World Rally Championship coming to Canada. And I think a track would be an awesome track for it would be in Bancroft, Ontario. People are like, yeah, where the heck is that, right? But I haven't been there personally, but they do the Ontario Rally Championships in Bancroft, Ontario. It's about 2 hours north of Belleville, which is in between Toronto and Ottawa. It's way in the middle of nowhere, but apparently it's a phenomenal rally track, and I would love to see that happen. There is a big follow for Canada in NASCAR. It's just that I don't know if we have the economy for it right now.
The expansion to BMO Field, this is just for FIFA.
It's going away.
World Cup.
It's very temporary.
Then it goes back to regular size.
Waste of $100 million plus for that.
Adam, what do you think of Bosnia? Like in the World Cup, not in general.
So I don't know anything about Bosnia in general. So what do you want to know? Like how they're gonna do?
Yeah, what do you think?
I have no idea, nor do I really care.
I think
not that I don't care. It's just Bosnia are all right. They're lucky to even be at the World Cup, but I would say they're probably not going to get out of the group, but they probably could. Especially if they beat Canada, like I would say they have a pretty good chance of getting out of the group at that point.
But Canada should be Bosnia, though, no?
No, it's hard to say because Bosnia are really good defensively. Like
Bosnia is a good team.
They're hard to beat. That's the thing. It's not that they're like better than Canada, but like they're just a hard team to like break down and beat. That's why Italy didn't beat them. They're just really hard to break down, and they're like a tough team, and they stay in it. If you don't take your chances, you're probably going to lose against them. But I could see like it's expanded, so they could get out of their group. But I don't know. But Bosnia won't do much outside, even if they get out of their group. They won't do much.
I live in the remote part of Quebec, and today the locals were having a 4-wheeler treasure hunt poker tournament. That sounds like a party.
That's
Right around the woods looking for
cool.
hidden cards. French people are weird. Okay, that just sounds like fun.
That sounds cool. I would do that.
Wow, are you dissing yourself? Oh, that's
Have a
rude.
good night,
I
Fun
do
Fish.
want to go to bed.
Hopefully your
Fun
neck is
Fish,
feeling
but
better.
Jacob and Dan won't shut up, so you know.
Well, you know what? No disrespect to everyone here.
Wow.
We love having everyone at
Burned.
the analyst desk, but I have been awake since 5:45 a.m.
So Jacob, why are we still on?
So I'm just
You're
about to
in
say,
charge
I think it's time we
Jacob,
wrap
you're in
up the
charge.
show for the evening.
Subscribe, people. Please subscribe.
If you are new to the channel,
Subscribe to our channel.
we appreciate everyone here at the analyst desk, where every day feels like game day. We're around the 20 like area between our platforms. So thank you very much for all those likes. We truly appreciate it. It's, we love all the support. So thank you very much. And
Habs.
we'll get these final comments in as we call it a night. Yes, 4-speed advantage there. Weird can be fun, Adam. Very true. Canadians
Well, not you're
winning
weird
game
because you're
7.
just
I hope
They're
so.
winning game 7. Let's go.
no go Sabres just for the just for the laughs, go Sabres.
I just want to say quickly, Mitsubishi Eclipse, Subaru, Mazda RX-7, that'll be a crazy rally car, but the WRSTIs, I love those cars, so I could talk all night about that stuff. But yeah, if you want more automotive content, let us know. We end up talking cars a lot on this channel, so maybe something
Also
coming
here,
soon.
Lane will be doing a watch along, I believe, for game 7. I believe he announced that during game 6.
Oh,
So I
interesting.
believe we will do the same type of style where watch along early on, and then we'll come on again for a post-game show. So thank you very much. Hey, I'm glad you found us too, Daniel, please come back. We appreciate your viewership, and we appreciate everyone who comes in, whether it's
Thank
new
you.
viewers, older viewers in the middle. We appreciate everyone who joins us at the analyst desk and all your love and support. Even the people who tell me I need to use a treadmill. So thank you very much for joining us at the analyst desk. I'm Jacob Moore, the sports analyst, joined by Adam the Goat, who, by the way, if you missed it at the beginning of the show, I talked about the origin story on how Adam became a part goat. And of course, we have Mr. Moore for your money.
Woo! Thank you.
And the man who is in love with the city of Hamilton. It's Rick from Hamilton Sports Central. Give his channel a follow too. He does some phenomenal content over there. Thank you very much, everyone. You're welcome, Isidore. You're still early, but don't worry, Daniel. You're going to love the rest of the content, especially if you're a CFL fan as well.
No, it means it's early Vancouver time still.
Oh, that's
early. Well,
damn.
Yeah,
you know what? It's
1:46
1:46 in the morning here we're all in Ontario in area, so we're all tired. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you.
So shut up, Jacob, and let's go.
We'll see you
Let's
very
get out
soon.
of here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show. It's the Analyst Desk. Yeah, in case you didn't know, it's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show where every day feels like game day, bro.